Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nightmare Podcast. This is episode 82, and we are covering the Friday the 13th franchise. And joining me is Brian and our employee, Joseph. Hey, Joseph.
Hello. It's great to be here.
We haven't introduced him yet, so here we are. And he chose the Friday the 13th franchise.
Yes.
Not just one, not just two movies, all of them, all 12.
Every single one of them.
Every single one. Which, before we start this conversation, though, I must say, I thoroughly enjoyed binge watching all of them. It's always a fun time to binge watch the Friday the 13th series. I don't care if there's one that you hate or it's bad. It's still fun to binge watch all of them. Just saying.
Most definitely.
It's probably the one franchise or series that I really do enjoy watching every single one in a row like that. Besides maybe the Saw franchise, but that's... Yeah. Okay. How about you?
So not the Elm Street?
No. You know what? I've never really sat and just binge watched all of those all in a row like I have with the Friday the 13th, to be honest with you.
No? Okay.
I think you guys know my answer on what's my favorite franchise to just binge
Hellraiser.
watch.
No. Okay, so his favorite franchise is the Halloween franchise.
Yes.
But we had already covered most of that.
Yeah, so we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, so we decided, or you decided to do Friday the 13th.
At least
it is my second favorite franchise, though.
There you go. All right, well, when do you want to just start off with the first movie?
Yeah, go ahead, Joseph. Start us with the first movie.
Yeah.
No, you start us with the first movie.
Come on.
All right. Well, I mean, how does it start? You start with two kids. Well, really, what? It was all the counselors in the cabin. They're singing, what, Kumbaya?
Kumbaya. Yeah, I cannot not hear that song and not think of Friday the 13th.
So, two of them, sneak away, try to have some fun, and they get killed. Yeah.
They get killed, yep.
They get killed. By a faceless person, Which I have to say, I actually like that you don't know who's doing it until like the last 20
I do
minutes.
too.
Yeah.
That's probably the good thing about the first one.
So
after rewatching it, I kind of paid attention. I was like, you know what, I actually really enjoy this.
Yeah, so written by Victor Miller, directed by Sean S. Cunningham. It was written in 2 weeks, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah, like for something like that elaborate and tricky, like
be written in 2 weeks.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
What have I learned about it? Always listen to the crazies. Think about it. Had they listened to Ralph, none of it would have happened.
Right? They doubted him.
This is true.
He told them there's a death curse. Did they listen? No.
No,
they made fun.
And they died.
Yeah.
Does anybody ever listen in a horror movie, though? Especially a
No.
slasher?
No.
Never.
Don't go up the stairs. What do people do? They go
up the stairs.
Don't
go outside.
No one ever goes out. Yeah, but no one hardly ever goes out the door, though. A lot of times in some of the, not these movies necessarily, but other movies, it's like they just stay, in a closet. Why do you want to trap yourself somewhere?
Exactly.
Get out of the house.
And they stay in the area where things are happening.
Yes.
Go as far away as you can, dude.
Find the
Why
road.
Are you gonna stay?
Keep going.
My God.
That's so funny. But I guess we wouldn't have a movie if
exactly. We wouldn't have the movie if people were smart. So
this is true.
Thank God for the dumb people.
There you go. This is true.
So it mainly follows Alice, who is the main character, who was originally written differently. Haven't found that out. I guess she was supposed to be an edgier character.
Yes, I heard about that too.
And for whatever reason, they kind of made her the girl next door, which I kind of want to see the edgier version.
Yeah.
I mean, cause they were like, oh yeah, she was just sleeping around with everyone, doing drugs and drinking. I'm like, okay, well that's pretty much what they do in all the movies.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So and then
that would have been interesting.
Yeah, and then I learned that the actor that is Bill is Bing Crosby's son.
Oh.
Yeah, the White Christmas Bing Crosby. That is his kid.
Oh, okay.
And
well,
they didn't want anyone to know about it.
Why?
I don't know. I'm like, why wouldn't you want to do that for marketing purposes?
I mean, it did well
It did well.
And, you know,
Right.
so
Probably because it's a horror movie
Yeah.
with boobs in it, you know, and it's always no one wants to claim the horror movie that they're in.
You know,
Whatever.
Kevin Bacon loves this movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah. I
does.
know. He claims it.
He will claim every horror movie he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, I
I
wish
mean,
he
it's
would
his
do a
first movie
convention.
too, ain't it?
Yeah.
No.
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 No, because he
What
was
was
in
his first?
he was
could've
in
sworn-
Animal House.
Oh.
He was one of the
Right. I know
Silver
that. I
Kids.
mean, I know that, but I'm just trying to think of the time frame. Was that 79?
I think it was.
That-
It was
that
like
was,
78 or
mid
70.
70s.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I never
Yeah.
knew that. I thought.
No, I mean, I
Friday the
knew he
13th
was in that. I just thought that
Yeah.
it was around the same exact time, though.
No, it was
as
a few
Friday
years
13th.
beforehand.
But yeah, he was in that, and then
Okay.
Friday 13th.
Well,
Yeah.
his
so-
first horror movie then, right?
His first
Yeah.
horror. And then we had the amazing makeup by Tom Savini,
Savini, yeah.
which haven't. I always normally say 4K will make a movie better. It did not do it with this one.
Oh.
Because when you're watching on DVD, the color scales, they're kind of neutralized. With the 4K, you can't really do it because it's doing the highest resolution possible. So you could see all the different makeup details.
Oh, I gotcha.
So like all the blood effects, with the arrow going through his neck, you could see the outline of the makeup. on him.
Okay.
I haven't watched the first one in 4K, or unless these have the.
Well, that's what
4K
this
scan
was,
on
the
them,
4K
yeah.
scan.
Yeah. Well, I haven't really like actually paid attention to the detail
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. It's kind of a downfall for me. I have to
Well,
watch.
I'm glad I watched my DVDs then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like because I'm only watching. I'm like, why is the like colors of their skin different? And I'm like, oh, that's the makeup.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the DVDs. I watched all the DVDs. You watched the Blu-rays.
Yeah, I did the
You watched
Blu-rays.
Blu-rays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I had the Blu-rays too. I just wanted to watch the DVDs.
Hey, you can never go wrong with the DVDs.
No.
DVDs are underrated. They're fun too.
And one of them still has this huge sticker on there that says $3.99 used at Movie Stop. That's how I know I required most all of them at the store Movie Stop. GameStop used to own it. Anyway, that's how I required a lot of my movies.
Nice.
I know. $3.99, y'all.
All right. Yeah. So, like, when was your first time watching Friday the 13th? Like, were you a kid?
Yeah, I was like maybe 7, I think, and I saw the fourth one for the first time. I think it was the fourth or the third.
Well, I mean,
think it was-
like the original.
Oh, the original? I didn't see the original until I was like maybe 10. Yeah, probably around there. So, I feel like Friday the 13th is kind of more later compared to all the other horror movies I've seen.
Right.
Because I was like really young, starting out with Halloween. So,
Yeah, because you're 24?
yeah, 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just-
Oh, you're a baby.
So you're
Yeah, I'm
you're
a youngin',
in
yeah.
your 30s. I'm in my 40s, so
Yeah.
this is a nice little age thing
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on here. Because then
I am 24.
I actually
yep.
grew up with these movies actually in the 80s.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Which was fantastic. Let me just say that I'm so glad of that. I really am. I'm glad I experienced these movies in the 80s when they came out. Just saying.
Yeah, I gotta think
I
my.
mean, I guess for me it was early 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least I was able to see the original in theaters. Like,
Yes, you
like,
did.
Yeah, like when the anniversary last year, they had showed it in theaters. So
Nice.
I was able to go see it. And then they still do show it at their cabin or the where they filmed it in New Jersey.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So they'll do campouts there and show the movie and everything.
Yeah,
and I think some of the actors go and stuff too. And
Yeah.
There's like a whole like event or something
Yeah,
with that.
Yeah.
With the whole weekend. Yeah. Because somebody brought me back some of the Camp Crystal Lake water that they have in little vials.
Well, I know Adrienne Keene makes her own wine.
Yeah.
It's like Crystal Lake wine or something
Yeah,
like that.
she does. Mhm.
That's
So,
cool.
like, I wouldn't drink it, but I would want a bottle just for, like,
Just to-
display.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
just to display, yeah.
It would be a nice display bottle.
Yeah, definitely.
Coming from her, even to support her anyway. So, does she ever bring? She ever bring that to conventions? The wine or no?
No. Because I asked her one time I met her, and she's like, no, you can only get it on the website. I'm like, all right.
Oh, okay. Cause yeah, I've only met her and just seen her the one time at the one convention. And that's it. I think that was here in Vegas, wasn't it? When she was here, I can't remember. It all runs together. But don't you think that this is kind of like It's got. I mean, it's almost a perfect slasher. We'll get to the perfect slasher here shortly.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah,
almost. And I like the fact again, like you mentioned, that it's a whodunit. You don't know.
I think that worked for it.
And then you find out it's a mom. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was the crazier part.
Yeah.
And then you realize that she talks to herself as her kid. And
yeah, and I kind of have to say I like her being kind of a goody two shoe. I know that they wanted to go the other route, but I kind of like her being kind of the goody two shoe one. You know, she fights at the end.
She does fight at the end.
Exactly.
So she fights for survival.
Yep. So I like her character the way it is. I don't know. For me, I don't know how old I was, but like the first one I watched though was 2, and then 4. It got all weird for me. But it was I don't know, 7, 8, like that, 9 something somewhere in there is when I had already watched a majority of the Friday 13th movies. So I would say 4 of them at least by that time.
Nice.
Yeah,
and on HBO. Everything I watched back then was on HBO.
Dude, it was weird. So for me, it was always like TBS.
Well,
like
it was back like in the 90s, then they started putting them on there. Yeah.
To where it was always 2, 5, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
Because those were the cheapest ones to show.
Yes.
For some reason. And then now I think whoever does it, was it AMC or
that's
AMC
who does the Halloween
that's
where they show most of them.
That's where I would watch them was AMC.
Yeah.
And then especially when it'd be Friday the 13th, they play almost all of them.
It's so funny, our little age thing here. I love this. This is great because mine was the HBO all up until I remember watching all up until part 8. I remember Manhattan being on HBO, and then after that, we didn't get anything until the early 90s because we got Jason Goes to Hell, and then, like you said, it started. Those started being shown on TV, and I remember that too.
Well, so I'm trying to remember. I think it was my dad's Back to the Future tape because he had taped it off TV, and they had a thing on there for Friday the 13th Part 3 airing on TV.
Oh wow!
So
I remember Jason X would play on Sci-Fi a lot too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
It's still on Sci-Fi.
Always Jason X though. Never any other one but Jason X.
Well, favorite kill?
Kevin Bacon's kill.
Kevin Bacon. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
I kind of could go with Bill.
Really?
Yeah, because he was like strung up on the door. He had all the arrows shot into him.
That was a good shot.
Yeah.
And then you see his like throat is slit and blood just pouring all down. And I'm like, wow, he got messed up.
That's a good one, yeah.
And then when you see, it's the old woman that did. I'm like, wow, he really got messed up.
I know, right? They throw you off a little bit within the movie too, because you're kind of guessing. Because
you always think it's Crazy Ralph. Because
I
it was kind of like the red
but
herring for the original.
I kind of thought it was the guy that owns the camp there for a little
Christy?
while. Yeah. I thought it was him there for a minute until it got to the point where you knew it wasn't. And, yeah.
See, for me, seeing it as a kid and the first one being like later ones with Jason, when I first watched the first one, I thought it was Jason. Just maybe younger or something. And then it was his mom, so it's a
I think that's always a big surprise for all of us when we see it. But I like the story of it, though.
Yeah.
The mom
It's a
taking
classic.
revenge for her kid at, summer camp.
Yeah.
There's another good thing about this series. Let me just go ahead and put that out there. It's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
It's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, we get a little bit different stories a little later on.
It is very consistent.
We were talking about this before we had started recording. You can kind of watch them in groups, like how Halloween did it, to where you can watch 1 through 4
Halloween
together.
Is very, very inconsistent.
Well,
but yes.
Yeah. But I mean, you could watch 1 through 4 together. You can watch 6 through 8 together.
Right.
And they all kind of like connect in pieces.
Yes, you are correct.
And then you get to the other ones, and you're like, yeah, no.
Completely just goes off track.
Yeah, it does. A little bit.
No, yeah, it's definitely a consistent franchise, though. It's good.
I think so. All right.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Another great.
Yes. I think this is a lot of people's favorite just because this is where you see Jason.
It is a lot of people's favorite, yeah.
I feel like a lot of people may not like part 1 as much or have it high in their ranking because of the fact that it's not Jason. Just some people just think that way, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah. I have it second to last on my list. I love it though, but it's, I like all the other ones better. But it's good.
We're going to do our rankings at the last.
Yeah, we'll get to our rankings.
All right. So, part 2, it's set 5 years after the events of the first one. It picks up with somehow Jason knowing where Alice lives, which was weird.
Like, how do you find that out? Yeah.
Yeah, like, how do you find that out?
Right.
And then he ends up killing her with the ice pick, which, the one thing I love about the Blu-rays is the deleted scenes. It shows her turning her head, and the ice pick goes all the way through and out her nose.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, and then towards the end, her body is there at the stump where Mother's head is. It's just she's all decomposed. Like,
really?
Yeah, but the ice pick is like still there.
Okay, see, now I
head.
don't think I ever paid attention to that bit. And how many times
yeah.
have I seen them?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just finding this out.
That's
Yeah,
Wow.
this is why you all need to watch the deleted scenes and everything.
I know.
I'm gonna have to
Again.
now.
And
Wow.
honestly, the deleted scenes, all the gore kills are so much more elaborate.
Oh, yeah. I have watched some of the deleted scenes.
Yeah.
So, like, because the NPA, they're a bunch of jerks, and the horror movies get shamed on, and they make you trim everything. The blood and gore was so much more better seeing them in the deleted scenes. Like, you have, I feel bad, the guy in the wheelchair.
Mark.
Thank
Mark.
you.
Yes.
Like when
I'm so bad
like
at names.
when you watch the movie, you just see it going backwards and it just starts falling down.
Yeah.
The deleted scene, you actually see his eyes like rolling and blood
As he's going down.
Yeah, like
That's cool.
pouring
Yeah.
out.
Have you not watched the deleted scenes on
I think
those
I have
yet?
seen. Yeah, I
You
have
gotta
seen
see
that
that.
one. Yes.
I
have seen that one.
I
good
wish
stuff.
there was a director's cut of part 2
Yeah.
to where all the gore was put back in.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, during the commentary, Amy Steele said that she didn't want to do the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wanted to work with John Hughes or Steven Spielberg, and her producer was like, "Nah, you should read for it anyways."
Yeah.
And then she did, and then she was told by the same person, "Yeah, you're not going to do part 3."
Nope, because you're going to go on to do April
Yeah.
Fool's Day.
Yep.
My favorite movie.
Yeah, Chris's favorite movie.
Yep.
Stan Winston was originally hired to do the effects, which I thought was really fun to learn.
Oh.
So the same guy, did all of our favorite movies growing up: Jurassic Park, Terminator, so many, and he had to bow out because of scheduling conflicts, which is sad. The girl that has Sandra was 16 when she made the movie,
Yeah.
which makes it more awkward now watching it, having learned that, because of like the nude scenes that she was going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh.
That's a.
So thankfully they didn't show anything.
Yeah.
Which I think they tried to, and then they're like, "Oh no, we can't."
Yeah, you
Right.
can't. Yeah.
which is weird because like you see movies like Blue Lagoon and our movies like Brooke Shields was only what.
She was young
She
when
was
she did that.
14.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
should not have done that.
So-
I did watch the documentary on that.
Yeah, I just watched a
Ooh.
documentary too on it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So.
But yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot like the Romeo and Juliet movie
Mm-hmm.
to where they tried suing the producers because of their nude scenes. So. But it's probably for the best.
Things were done way differently back
Yes,
in the 80s.
way differently. And then probably the funnest fact I learned, the Betsy Palmer ghost at the very end was done by Wes Craven.
Really?
Yeah, he directed all of her ghost stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, they did it at like some little warehouse where it was all blacked out, and he filmed everything as a favor for Sean.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Fun little fact.
Yeah.
I love that Brian writes everything down. Brian, let's
He's
just
got
say,
all the. He's got
Brian
all the
is
info.
a good horror fan here. He's such a good horror fan. He has everything written down and all
Yeah,
prepared.
we got Brian to thank today.
Yep.
he came prepared.
So, part 2 for you guys.
part 2.
I like part 2 more than the original.
I do too. Definitely do. Yeah.
So, and it'll show in the rankings.
Yeah, exactly. It'll show in the rankings. I love part 2 though.
I do too.
It's good.
I honestly, I think how they crafted the story for part 2, it was very similar to part 1, but it kind of fleshed the characters out more.
Yeah.
Yes.
To where I actually cared about Jenny. I didn't care about Alice, really.
Yeah.
As sad as that is to say, I'm like, yeah, Alice, whatever. But then,
no, I agree with you.
But then Jenny, I mean, like, she just seemed more real.
Yeah.
But again, another one that broke the mold. I mean, you see her at the bar drinking, which part of the people that were working at the camp stayed behind the bar, and that would have worked more into part 3 had they gone that route, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But then, like, you know, she was put in a position, you know, freaking out, not knowing what to do, but she still fought for survival. And I think her character was, you know, more relative than what Alice was.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. I feel like the characters in part 2 for me were a little bit more likable.
Yeah, they definitely were more likable.
It felt a little more slasher-ish to me, if that makes any sense to anybody. I really not sure how I'm trying to say or describe that, but just in my own weird brain. And then, of course, you like, Jason's cool to see. Mm-hmm. I like Sackhead Jason.
Yeah, I like Sackhead Jason.
It's got great kills. It's I don't know.
I gotta give it over Steve Dash too. Like, what Paramount did to him was kind of shitty because they didn't credit him at all for Jason. They only did Warrington. Which
is crazy because Steve did all of it.
All of it.
Warrington
like, the whole
just
movie.
did that ending scene.
Yeah, the ending scene. And I'm not taking anything away from Warrington.
Oh no,
but the fact that Steve was your main guy and you didn't give him credit at all. Like that's kind of
exactly
crappy.
No credit.
And he took like everything. Like all the stunts and everything. They were saying in the hut scene where Jenny ends up swinging that machete at the pickaxe, she actually caught him, and it's a real machete, so he had to leave, go get stitches, and then come back.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Like, he went through hell.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely is wrong, though. But I do like part 2. And then after rewatching it, definitely went up on my ranking, too.
Part 3?
Part 3. Part 3. So it takes place literally one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
One day after part 2.
Did you guys do favorite kills?
Oh, favorite kills.
Oh, favorite kills.
That's a hard one.
Mark?
You're going Mark because it goes backwards and down the stairs.
I've always enjoyed that kill. Go with Mark.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to go with that one too. Yeah.
It's a fun kill.
Yeah.
I think I gotta go Sandra and the boyfriend, just cause they get the spear right through him.
Yeah,
which is a nod to part 1, because in that one with Kevin they went this way. This time they went this
downwards.
way.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
big nod.
They're just going about their ways, and then which why didn't she say something? She sees him walking in, she's just like, "Oh, hi."
I know, right? Did y'all notice? I don't know, but did you notice in the remake,
the wheelchair in
the wheelchair?
tunnel?
They show the wheelchair in the tunnel in his tunnels.
The Mark's wheelchair is on the
tunnel.
Yeah, I really was paying attention to the tunnels this time, and there's tons of stuff from all the movies in the tunnels, just as a nod, a little Easter egg in the remake. Yeah,
I gotta go back and pay
especially
attention to that.
Especially the wheelchair, you can really see it. Yeah,
that's cool. But yeah, definitely Mark would be my favorite kill. It's a fun kill. I felt bad for him.
Well, part 2, I had that one on tape. My parents had recorded part 2 and part 4 on tape for me, so I watched part 2 and 4 religiously all the time.
Okay, I had
way more than any of the other ones.
I had 1 through 3 on a tape because they had showed them on Cinemax.
Okay.
On I think it was literally a Friday the 13th. They did a marathon for them, so I just taped them all on one tape.
Yeah, I don't know what my parents' thinking was. I just remember having 2 and 4. 2 and 4.
2 and 4, yeah.
Well, I mean,
just those 2.
Oh, it's funny. But again, they all showed up on HBO or whatever anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I ended up just watching them on AMC all the time.
I mean, there's just really not really anything bad to say about it unless you just absolutely hate the look of Jason or something. But there's
And the look of Jason is cool. I like it.
I do too. I mean, there's just a basic little slasher movie. There's really
exactly.
just nothing bad to really say about it, in my opinion. I guess. I don't know.
Sackhead look is always scary.
It's
on other slashers too. You know what I mean?
But let's go into 3.
Yeah.
With saying that though, because I'm glad in 3 that they did end up with the hockey mask, and that Jason's look is the hockey mask.
Yeah.
Because we do have other movies out there where the guy is wearing a sack.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm glad that they did change it up, and then that we got, okay, the look of Jason is a hockey mask.
It's him, yeah.
Because no one else is doing hockey mask.
It's his character, yeah. It's the hockey mask.
We might have a cheap movie somewhere with somebody wearing a hockey mask, but but you
there's
know what I'm
definitely a lot of
saying
cheap
though.
movies.
Yeah.
There's tons of movies out there though,
Was
like
it,
with a sack on the head for the for the killer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, part 3.
So part 3. So the original idea, which I'm glad they didn't do it. Jenny was going to wake up in the hospital, and then the people that had stayed at the bar are there at the hospital with her and everything, but then Jason ends up showing up at the hospital and killing everyone.
So they were going to do a hospital movie.
It literally would have been Halloween 2 all over again.
Yeah, that would have actually been interesting. I would have liked that.
So
I don't know. And I love hospital stuff, but I don't know if I would like hospital stuff with Jason, though.
I don't think it works with Jason.
No?
I absolutely love it with Michael, though. I love part 2 of Halloween.
Part 2, yeah.
Yeah, so she would have been in a psychiatric hospital. Her and the other counselors are planning their revenge, and then Jason just all of a sudden shows up, start killing all the doctors, all the patients.
So basically Halloween 2.
Halloween 2.
Yeah.
Although I think this came out before Halloween 2.
Part 3?
Yeah.
No, because part 2 was 81, and I think part 3 came out in 83.
82, 83, yeah.
Okay.
Because part 2 came out in 81.
81.
Yeah.
Stan Winston's Jason face actually makes it into the movie, which I thought was amazing. But if you also notice, and you have to pause it because it's very fast. At the very opening, at the grocery gas station area, when he's walking, he's still in the overalls and coveralls from part 2.
Jason is? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do notice that, yep.
Yeah, like it's very fast.
Yeah.
But, and you could see the mask briefly in there because he doesn't have the burlap sack, and this was like before he gets that hockey mask.
Okay.
So
yeah, I do remember seeing him in the what he was wearing in part 2 though.
Yeah. So and we get to thank the 3D supervisor for being the one to give him the mask.
Yeah.
Because it's his physical mask.
Oh.
Because the 3D supervisor was very big on hockey, and they couldn't decide what to give Jason.
Yeah.
So they literally just handed him a goalie mask.
Here you go. And
we
it
appreciate
worked.
you.
And it works. And the and the 3D in it is amazing.
I love it in 3D.
I love it, yeah.
Like,
it's fun.
Like if you could,
every time I watch it in 3D.
Like if you could, I know the Blu-ray comes in 3D.
Yeah.
Does the DVD have the 3D on it?
Did your guys' come with 3D glasses, by the way?
Yep.
Mine didn't. So I still have to use my 3D glasses from my old Blu-ray that came with the 3D glasses.
Right here, bud. Here
Yeah.
you go.
So like if you can somehow watch it in 3D, it is amazing.
Yeah, I love it in 3D. I always watch it in 3D.
And I love it's like the old gimmick stuff of it
There we
coming
go.
out at you
and the intro too.
Yeah,
I
and
love
the
the intro.
intro.
Yeah,
The
intro is my favorite intro period in the franchise.
The music
and the
is
music
so great.
And the 3D
my
just hits
favorite
perfect.
music. This is I'm glad my favorite music of all the movies. It's my favorite. It's like discotheque.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Like,
love it.
And the 3D just
for it.
is perfect for it.
Every time it comes on, I'm like,
yeah,
I love it so much.
Yeah, the beginning intro comes on, and you're just like, all right, you know.
Yeah, ready to party.
yeah. We're getting started now.
Totally agree.
Also, Jason's name is never said in the movie.
His what now? What?
Jason's name, he is never mentioned in the movie.
Really?
It is the only movie to do that.
Wow. You know, now that I think about it, I don't. Yeah.
Did she not, when she was explaining her story, did she not say Jason?
No, she
just
just
because she didn't even know who it was.
She just says a man.
She just
That's
said a
right,
stranger
yeah.
tried to attack her.
Yeah. You're right.
That's very interesting.
So, and I wish they would have included it as a deleted scene, but there was an alternate ending where she's waking up in the canoe at the very end.
Yeah.
And she hears noises coming from the house. So she's thinking, Rick is still alive, whatnot. So she goes paddling to the shore. She goes running up the stairs and everything. And then Jason just fucking kicks the door open and just grabs her by the head and chops her head off.
Huh.
I think I would have enjoyed seeing that.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I would enjoy that too.
Because, instead now here we are, another one that's going through trauma at the end and is at the hospital.
Right.
For part 4.
Right.
So, but, this is another good one. Great. It's lower for me in the rankings. No, for reasons really, other than I just prefer watching some of the other ones more. But, like, the blood and gore is amazing in it. Mm-hmm. The music is great in it.
I like the characters.
I would say the characters, you got the biker gang, which shows up.
Yep.
Can we just say that she's pregnant and she is drinking a beer?
Yes. And smoking.
No, she
doesn't.
She denies the smoke, the pot, but she's drinking a beer.
She's drinking the beer.
Yep.
Yeah. When we get to the ranking, you'll see how much
That's
I love
funny.
this one.
Now, see, I didn't like this one as much as a kid. I don't know why I didn't. I guess maybe it was just the characters. I didn't care for all the biker characters, but I like the biker characters now.
I think the thing for me is it's kind of a slower pace slasher.
Yeah.
I think that was the thing that kind of threw me off, because it does take a while for, like, the kills to start
happening.
Yeah.
But like I said, everything else about it, it's still a solid movie.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts is when I watched these a million times and I still can't remember people's names. When the pregnant girl, she's on her little hammock, I think. Mm-hmm. I think she's on her hammock.
They're sleeping
and
on
she
the
looks
hammock.
up and her boyfriend's up there.
His
like,
leg is cut off,
and he's
guts
like
hanging out.
Split in half, guts hanging out. That's great. I love that shot.
Yeah,
that's my favorite shot.
Mine is when Jason finally shows up with the mask. And Vera is in the lake trying to get Chelly's wallet out of the water because, she took it for whatever reasons, and the arrow just goes flying right through. Right, you could see the line on the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I'm like, it doesn't matter that
line.
that arrow shot is still amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right in the eyeball.
Is that your favorite kill?
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite kill, just because of the technique for it.
Mine's Andy.
Andy?
The handstand scene.
I do like the fact. I always like the fact when Shelley ran over the motorcycles with the Volkswagen.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
In real life, yeah. That's funny. All right, part 4.
Part 4.
Part 4.
My favorite.
It's my favorite.
It's my favorite.
It's my favorite too. It's a lot of people's favorite.
It's an all-time great.
Yes.
All-time great. So. Again, literally picks up right after part 3. Yep. Like, literally the night of.
Oh, really? The night of?
Because they're in the barn pulling the bodies out. And they take Jason to the hospital. Why do they always take him to the hospital?
Yeah, I know.
Like, why?
And let me say this, okay? Throughout these movies, the people driving the ambulances, all the medic people, they're all like really nasty and rude. Like they're either perverted or they're rude. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed that throughout these movies? Yeah. Even in like the Halloween movies and stuff too, they're all like
the Halloween movies,
yeah, they're all perverted,
especially
and,
the ones in Rob Zombie's Halloween too.
Yeah,
the dudes transferring Michael.
Yeah, all of the paramedics
it's like,
and everything.
You know what?
You
kind of deserve what you got coming to you, dude.
Do you notice that though? In these movies, they're all perverted. Very perverted.
Like all of them.
Yeah.
I would say the guy has like the aerobics video going on in the morgue, and he's trying to hook up with the nurse in the morgue.
I never understood how that's like getting you excited, but okay. The workout video, but a lot of people.
Then we get to the paramedic in part 5.
Back then in the 80s. But that's my favorite part, though. Him, Axel, which I thought was crazy because I never heard the name Axel except for My Bloody Valentine, and then you get an Axel in this too. And he's in Police Academy. The actor. He's in Yeah, oh yeah, he's in Police Academy, but he's an actor.
The first one? Or which
No,
one?
it's a little later on. When does he come in there? 2, 3 or 4, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yep. I like his little death scene. I like that that little hospital scene when the nurse, he gets the nurse and everything
lifted up.
Yeah, that's my favorite part. Besides the very end when Corey Feldman sticks the machete in his head and he slides his whole head down the machete.
Yeah.
They were showing it's a puppet like that they're controlling. Mm-hmm. So and they just keep adding more and more blood to it.
That's great.
Yeah. So it's also the last continuation of the series at that point, like because all of them had picked up
right
at that point. So it was the last one to do that.
This one wasn't really a camp though. Either.
So it's set at Crystal Lake, but it's not a camp.
No, it's not a camp.
Which part 3 wasn't a camp.
Yeah, part 3 wasn't a camp.
It was a cabin, and this one were 2 houses. Which if you go through the movies, like it's like okay, they're still at Crystal Lake, and sometimes the camp shows up, and then other times it's cabins.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, well, it must be a pretty big lake to where no one knows where the hell you are.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know the name of it.
Yeah.
What I liked about it is that the actors, they were all chosen because they were different from the airbrush actors that slasher movies were getting.
Yeah.
So I mean, we get Crispin Glover, before Back to the Future.
Yeah. With his awesome
dance moves.
Yeah.
Dance moves all day long.
And he's a dead fuck. Yes, I said it.
Yeah.
I love that.
He's like,
I thought that was so hilarious as a little girl. I just thought that was funny. I thought that was so hilarious. Dead fuck.
But then he got to hook up with the one twin, and she said he was phenomenal.
Yep.
I mean, they broke the bed.
Yep. Can I?
Good for him.
The Doublemint twins. That's who they are.
Twins.
They are the Doublemint twins. They're in the Doublemint commercials back then. If you did not know that, but they were. Can I say that their outfits were hideous though? That was the one I could not stand their outfits. They're too big, and they talk about that in there too. The actresses that they hated the outfits too that they had to wear. They're just big. The blouses and those pants they're wearing are ugly and too big for them.
That was the style in the 80s.
Yeah, it's the 80s. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't like it either.
They didn't like it themselves.
When they interviewed them, I was like, "Oh, good, y'all didn't like those outfits either," because I hated them.
So, I would say we had Judy Aronson, who I adore. She's such a sweetheart.
She is.
I think it was before Weird Science, but I'm trying to think. Was it before or after American Ninja? I think it was before.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, but she's a sweetheart, and hearing that she had to do her scenes in the raft when it's winter time.
Yeah, freezing cold,
and they didn't do anything to help her. Like I felt really bad for her.
Do you ever notice that whenever they try to do summer type movies
it's
and they had to get in the water, it's always because the actors or actresses are always complaining that the water was cold and freezing, and I'm like, what the heck?
Because
it's always something.
Well, because back then, like the studios already had a date before the film was even, being made, so like they had to hit that mark.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they'll film it all in case something happens, and then they go back and redo it, and then pick a date. But back then, studios were not so helpful.
Right. No, they were not.
But I love her character in it. She seemed more like someone you would want to, hang out with.
Yeah, I got mad at her boyfriend for wanting to dance with the other twin and kind of blowing her off. I mean, that's her boyfriend. I would have slapped the hell out of him. I was like, what? And she just like, I'm just going to go outside and go skinny dip now. And I'm just like, I'd smack the hell out of him, then punch her in the face, and then seriously?
It's all right. He got a pointy.
Yeah, I was about to say he got a pretty messed up kill.
He did. He did, but I felt bad for her though.
Yeah, I did, but her kill was pretty vicious too. Like,
yeah, they all were.
She also gets the arrow through her, like underneath the raft.
I would say all the characters are very likable. All the actors. Yeah. I love all the actors.
Yeah, good cast.
I think the only one that I was excited to see die was Ted. like he was the obnoxious jerk out
Yeah.
of the group.
Yeah, he was.
Always thinking he was funny and
And he just wasn't.
wasn't.
He just was not.
Like really, he was the asshole out of the
Yeah, he was the
Yeah, he
asshole.
was.
And he didn't think he was, but he
Yeah.
was.
Yes.
So like he was the only one that I'm like, all right, cool.
Get his ass out of here.
But I mean, even Crispin Glover's death was brutal. Like he gets the corkscrew in the hand and the machete in the not machete, cleaver.
Yeah, the cleaver right in the face. Yep.
Yep, I like the corkscrew.
So and it was fun watching how they filmed it because they did it in reverse. So like they had his face like already cut out on the cleaver.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they just pulls it back, or they end up like having a tube to where they squirt the blood
out, yep.
and then they pull it away, and then they just do it in reverse.
Very interesting.
And then you got Corey Feldman.
You got Corey Feldman,
His
his sister Trish, who in a way was also kind of a bitch to him.
Just being a big sis.
Yeah, being a big
Yeah.
sis.
I liked her though. I liked their little family
yeah.
dynamic.
Yeah, it
The
was,
three of them, and that house was gorgeous. I love that house they used. Or I think they probably built it.
yeah, they had to
I
build
think
it
they built that
because of all the windows and everything.
Yeah, but that was a gorgeous house though. If it was real.
So you got her driving him all around, where they end up meeting Rob, who at first you're like, oh, this could be Jason sneaking up on them, but no, it's just a guy looking for his sister, who in reality was Sandra from Part 2. Because he actually mentions them.
Wow.
Well, and then in the remake, we get a guy looking for his sister.
Again,
Right?
Yeah.
I'm always noticing that somewhere in the series you can pick plot points
Yes.
multiple times.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, this was my first one. Like I said, it's my favorite. I watched it religiously. This movie to me is the perfect slasher movie
Yes, of the series.
of this series. But it's a perfect slasher movie.
Yes, hands down. Like, I will watch this on repeat non-stop all day
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, there's everything in it that we all love from the 80s.
It's great.
So-
Yeah.
I was like, even the stupid 80s music in this one.
Yeah, I know. I'm picturing Crispin Glover dance right now. I just love it. I love that little dance.
Well, I was like, did you hear this? The story behind it?
I did, but I listened to all the stuff on
Yeah.
there, but I can't
To where
remember
they
the
played
whole story.
They played AC/DC
Oh, did they?
while he's dancing.
Oh, okay.
So they're playing Back in Black.
That's okay.
And then they dubbed the music over.
With
That's
the
actually
others.
pretty interesting. I'm never
Yeah,
gonna be able to
like
watch
now-
it
like
without
now-
thinking of Back in Black.
Yeah,
now.
like when I heard that, I'm like, well, why didn't they just leave Back in Black?
I know.
in?
That would have been cool.
Maybe they couldn't use.
Yeah, I would say it was probably
yeah,
licensing.
right, right. Yeah, they probably couldn't use.
Well,
that.
now every time I watch it,
Yeah,
I'll think,
now I'm just going to play.
I'll
Back
picture
in
him
Black.
dancing in the back of yeah.
Like pause
Just
it.
play, yeah, pause
hold.
it.
But you get like also with all these characters. I guess you kind of do a little bit with some of the other movies, but especially with this one, you get the asshole. You get the nerdy goody
Yeah.
two shoe girl. You get the slutty girl. You get
Get everything,
you get
yeah.
every kind of character you want in a movie.
I would say you get the nerdy girl.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I just said that.
No, you said slutty girl.
I also said nerdy girl
too.
too right before that. I said the nerdy goody two shoe girl.
Not bad.
I like all the clothing choices in this one except for the twins. I like the little outfit that the nerdy girl was wearing. Her little skirt and heels and top. That was very popular back then. Just saying. You were not born yet, but I'm telling you that it was
I was
popular
not.
back then. But yeah, this one again, I could watch this every day.
Mhm.
And I love Corey Feldman. I always loved Corey Feldman in all his old movies
Oh, yeah,
from the
definitely.
80s anyway.
Yeah.
So it was just exciting to have him in the
It was
movie.
interesting to see how much like he grew between that and Goonies, because they're
Yeah.
like literally back to back.
Yeah.
And like just like
Same with Stand By Me. Stand By
Yeah,
Me is
like-
like
Mm-hmm.
I think a year after. the
A year
Goonies,
after
right?
that.
like it's amazing how much like he grew.
Yeah. When those within that year, pretty
And
much.
then you get License to Drive and
Yeah.
Lost
Yeah.
Boys and
Yeah, because those are all a year apart. So like 84.
yeah, it's
for,
like almost boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
He just
And
kept
those-
going.
Yeah.
And that's like how these movies, we got one almost every
Every year.
single year, almost.
That's what I'm saying, because if you look at Stand By Me and then Lost Boys, those are only a year apart too. And
Yeah.
like even compared to Lost Boys, he was like, the hell, dude?
Yep. Yep. And Kiefer
So-
Sutherland's in that.
Yeah.
Both.
But yeah,
We might
part
have
4 is
talked about
great.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love part 4.
So I was like, did you watch the alternate ending for 4? To where it was another dream sequence.
Oh, yes, yes.
So,
Yeah.
To where she wakes up in the house. She tells Tommy to go grab the police because they hear the sirens at the next door neighbors. And then she sees the water dripping down, and her mother's there in the tub. And then somehow her mother's still alive, and her eyes are open, and they're all white. And then Jason's just like there behind her.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah,
But they
I think
wanted
it
to.
didn't work. Like, I think had they added it to the movie, it would like kind of lost it because you just
Yeah.
saw Jason like get hacked at the
Exactly, yeah. Did we do our favorite kills already?
When I posted this on my Instagram, part 4 was a lot of people's favorite. A lot of people said
It usually is, yeah.
a lot of people it was interesting. Everybody was kind of all over the map on it. And I feel like, again, maybe it's because of an age thing. I feel like we're all nostalgic, so it's like whatever age you are and what kind of Friday the 13th movie you started with or came out. A lot of people, I feel like, because a lot of people liked Freddy vs. Jason was their favorite. Part 6 and part 4 were everybody's favorite. I want to say probably part 6 was a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah, we'll get to the
We'll
ranking
get there.
soon.
Oh, I
yeah.
know. I know. But yeah. Just
I
saying.
want part 4 to be my favorite sometimes so bad because I love it. But there's a couple more
4 is-
I
I was like,
enjoy
part,
over
part
it. so.
4 is the perfect,
It is perfect,
Yeah.
though, yes.
And then we get part 5.
the not so perfect film.
Oh.
It's perfect to me.
It is not. This is easily
me,
one of
it
the
is
worst films in the series.
I
No.
love it.
I like it too.
Uh-huh.
You're telling me that this entire movie
Is it
is
just
it
because
is
it's fake
because-
Jason? Is that
no?
why?
It's because this entire movie is over a stupid candy bar.
Yeah.
That is the whole
Damn
purpose of
candy
this
bar.
movie. A candy bar.
Well, I mean,
You gotta go hack him up.
he killed
And then now,
No,
Roy, the
but
paramedic, wants to get his revenge.
Fake Jason, yes. Also, don't need that. That's like Halloween ends with a fake Myers.
Well, They were
it
trying-
fits perfect, though. Everyone thinks that Jason's back, and it's not. It's this guy getting revenge for his
they
kid.
were trying to go
that
in
and
a
then-
different direction.
and
Yeah.
then the time,
And it fits perfectly compared to any other movies.
It's still
that,
a really good
you know,
slasher.
Yeah,
And
most
then-
definitely.
Great.
and then the
kills.
timeline for Tommy is completely off. Like he
I
was
agree with
just a
that, yeah.
kid,
Yeah,
and
I
now
agree
he's a
with that,
full
most definitely.
grown adult.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't like.
I would say he
I didn't really care for him though.
no, which and that's
Really?
the funny.
I like Tommy in this one.
No,
I don't.
no,
I do.
Honestly, they said that Mark Venturini. So he's the one that's chopping the wood in the
Okay.
movie. He's also the one that's suicide in Return of the Living Dead.
Oh yeah.
He was going to be Tommy.
How have I never
Oh
noticed
okay.
that?
I would have preferred that.
Yeah.
To where he's like, he's still got that anger issue because of Jason. Like, I would have preferred if, like, he was the one going around
Right.
doing the
I actually do like Tommy in this one.
With this one, I don't know. Other than the enchilada sequence, like, I'm kind of whatever. I don't need it.
What a good big brother he is, isn't he? He comes with his van, with the hot chick in
Yeah.
it, with pot, enchiladas,
I was like,
everything.
that
He's
you
a
got
good guy.
you got random people running around all over and being killed for no reason. Like, why they gotta be killed? Why like
Because he's mad. It's the dad
Yeah, he's just on a killing spree.
avenging the son, just like everybody else is avenging the son and everything else. So everybody
exactly.
gets
why
killed.
did the waitress have to die? I mean, it was showtime for her.
He was probably
That I don't know.
He was probably just there and was
I'm
like, you
not
know what?
sure
Like,
about the
and-
waitress.
I'm pissed off right now.
I was
Let
saying-
me just
and then
kill
the
her.
driver, like, was the driver like one of the EMTs I just didn't notice that's doing the cocaine?
I'm not sure.
But like the waitress didn't need to die. Like, she was everyone's favorite, along with Deborah Voorhees.
Right?
His son didn't need to die neither, but he did. So that's probably,
Well,
why, that's probably why he's pissed off and just killing anyone he can.
His
alright?
son was annoying. Okay, He kept telling him to go away. He screwed up the laundry. He tried to give Vic the chocolate bar, and Vic told him to go away.
He did not want the chocolate bar.
He didn't want the chocolate
how
bar.
mad I am, though, with those girls for him to touch those white, clean sheets with chocolate hands? Oh, my God.
I'm surprised they didn't kill him.
Too. I'm just don't do it.
Their backs were turned, and then when they see it,
Ah.
he deserved to die.
Ah.
He really got killed over.
He really got killed over a chocolate bar. Over a chocolate. Like, think about it. What if he didn't give the chocolate bar? Everyone goes about their lives. No one dies. There's no movie.
Okay, but isn't the first one about the mom avenging for the son?
Yeah,
so they took that
exactly.
same type of story,
but
not
the
Jason.
something different from what they were doing from 2, 3, and 4.
But the mom had worked at the camp.
So
the dad was an EMT.
yeah, isn't
He didn't even really. You don't know about the connection until the very end of the movie. You don't know that it's Roy's kid.
right?
So I'm like, why? Who cares?
It's fun.
Like he
But
was
that's
never
fun to find out.
like
It is
if
fun
you're
to
not
find
even
out.
there for the
we're
kid,
gonna argue at Braun on this, aren't we?
I know. It's
worst movie ever.
it really is great. I love part
I
5.
do too. I have fun
The-
with that one.
This
And
is
you're kind of.
bottom of the
I hear a
barrel.
lot of people say great things about part 5 too. You're kind of like one of the first people I've ever met that say that you hate part 5. Because
I generally do not like this movie.
And you get 2 masks in this one.
You get 2 masks in this one. You get the hallucination
and Corey Feldman is in this one too.
and
Yeah.
Corey,
They
which
tied it
they,
in.
they
He's
filmed,
in it.
it
They
was
tied
filmed in
it
his
in.
backyard.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, you had to love his mom for allowing him to tear up the backyard. Like, hey, we're gonna dig a grave and put a tombstone in.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna kill a bunch of people. Like, okay,
Okay.
just make sure he's in by 10.
It was like for scheduling though. He was doing.
Yeah, he was
something
doing Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I
Yeah,
generally
part 5
do
is
not like this
fantastic,
movie,
though.
which is weird because it's one of the ones I grew up watching the most. But like every watch, I'm like,
I like different
because
with a
of
lot
a
of these
candy bar.
franchises, and I think part 5,
Yeah.
fits perfectly for what they went with. So, yeah.
Fight us on it.
okay, if you like part 5, you like part 5.
Yeah,
Like I'm not gonna shame you.
I'm
like
not
I
gonna
do
shame
people
you.
for
Yeah.
Halloween.
I mean, I
ads.
might shame you a little. No, I'm just kidding.
What'd you just say?
I don't shame people for part 5 like I do for Halloween ends.
Oh.
Although I only shame 2 people: Robbie, Joseph.
And me. All right. Did we get to our favorite kills?
Favorite kills. I'm gonna go Junior,
Junior 2, yeah. That's what I had put down.
which I was so glad to see him die.
Yes.
This is
So
true.
I would say Junior or Deborah Voorhees' character,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked her kill too.
Yeah,
because
that was
she
good.
gets the the hedge clippers.
Yeah,
and then
right to her eyes.
Right to her eyes.
Yeah, but I couldn't wait for Junior to die. I mean,
Yeah, he just gets a cleaver. And
Yeah. I have to
Yeah.
agree with that one.
something
I didn't
came
write
down.
these down, but I'm going to agree with that one. I like the little dance sequence that old girl does too, her little techno dance.
Oh,
Little
Break
oh
dancing
my
techno
god!
thing.
Which-
the robotic.
yeah,
Speaking of
Dancing.
that, I cannot stand watching that. I hate that, dude.
So you hate. See, some
I-
people
I
hate
can't
that part.
stand
I
it.
like
It's so
it.
stupid. She sits there in her room. What the fuck are you doing, dude? This is terrible, man. I mean, I get it's the 80s, but I'm like, come on. This is awful, dude.
So I was.
How
like
do
the
you
girl
sit in your
trying
room
to-
and think that's just...
I was into dance, so I really liked it. I was always trying to mimic her and do. But anyway.
I know. And I felt bad for the stuttering guy. Like, there he is confessing his love to this girl, and she laughs in his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad for him too.
I'm like, that bitch deserved to die. The guy, not so much. Like, he did nothing wrong.
I know, poor guy.
Oh, and speaking too of the girl that I was talking about, why can't I think of people's names? On there, like her death and all that was supposed to be way more. Like she was supposed to be like at the crotch area.
Yeah.
And they were supposed to show her like bleeding from the crotch area in this whole thing, but they had to take all that
Damn.
out.
Yeah, MPA.
Yeah.
Way
That's
to-
how her death
way
was
to ruin
supposed
everything.
to go. But yeah, we didn't get that. So maybe you would have liked that scene better if we would have gotten that death scene.
All right.
Part 6.
On to part
Jason
6. right?
lives.
The Frankenstein version.
Zombie Jason.
I know we're going to get to our ranking soon, but this is my favorite.
This is my second favorite.
I completely love everything about this movie.
I'll say the rankings later, but yeah.
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 Like I think this, like, I love part 4 is the perfect slasher movie. This one I think is just the perfect fun movie to watch out of the series.
I think to
like,
me this one's just perfect.
It has like
every
the
way.
comedy bits.
I love it.
It has the whole Frankenstein theme of coming back to life, and
Yeah.
you have that fun James Bond sequence for the title.
I like her car.
I would say the car.
I had one.
I mean, this is
That
kind of like
Megan
our
was really
first
hot.
really
Yeah.
Megan was
zombie
super
Jason
hot.
too, right?
Yeah, it was first zombie
this is
Jason.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, really, the movie should have been PG-13. I'm gonna say it. Like, there's not much going on in it, violence-wise. Like, everything got cut out. Again, like, you watch the deleted scenes and all the violence is put back in.
Yeah, it's like that's my thing though. Is like a lot got cut out, but it's still so like it's fun. You know?
Yeah.
I like the ending. This one is this VHS. I'm glad you brought this. This is Brian's. This is most memorable to me in the video store. That and the picture on the back. I can so remember staring at that picture when I was a kid.
I remember this in part 4 because part 4 with the knife going through.
Right.
The eye hole.
Right. I don't know. It's a little slower paced in my opinion. I mean, I like it and everything though. I like the ending.
I think
of
it's
him
fun.
going in the water.
I like that it was taken back to Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that they actually have kids at the
Yeah,
camp.
they have
Yeah.
kids.
It's the only one to do that.
Yeah, and then they show when she opens the door to one of the cabins. I mean, it's just a massacre.
Blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love part 6. Yeah.
There was no boobs. That's the only downside.
Yeah.
The only one, no boobs. But I mean, I don't think he needed it. Like, and that's the thing
It
I
didn't
say
need it,
about
exactly.
nowadays is
It
like,
didn't.
if you don't need it, don't put it in there. Like,
Yeah,
don't force
and
it.
Yeah, you
didn't
don't have
need
to have it.
Yeah. I feel like everything
So,
just fit perfectly in this movie, and
I love the Alice Cooper music in it,
yep.
which and the music video for the movie is fun too,
Right.
to where it's him and Jason in it.
This one was really marketed
Yes.
when it came out. I remember.
I think Tom Matthews was perfect
Yes.
as Tommy.
I love Tom Matthews.
Yeah, I
Tommy.
like this Tommy.
Yes.
And
I
I-
like him. I like Tommy in this.
And I liked with the Friday 13th video game, it was his Tommy that was a playable character.
Yeah.
I think it would have been nice for like Corey's Tommy to be in there, but I think they probably didn't do it because of money issues.
right.
But like it's just fun. Like you have a guy, telling him, it's not over. Tommy's the crazy one in this movie.
Yeah, he's the crazy one in this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, why are you digging him up? What are you doing?
And then you have the cemetery guy. I'm like, what do you think? I'm a rat fart.
That's actually my whole favorite part of this movie is just that whole beginning.
I was at the jail sequence with the little red dot.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's like, Megan, quit clowning around. I'm not the one with the little funny red nose. Mm-hmm. And then you get Tommy just being the arrogant jerk in the background. Like, hey, remember, wherever the little red dot goes, you bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love part 6.
Does it make you want to play paintball?
No. No. But I will say that even in the deleted scenes the kills were such more elaborate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
They were.
just for that paintball scene, like you have the guy, like Jason kind of looks at the smiley face in the tree, and then he just kind of like grabs the arm off the machete and just kind of like looks at it and throws it.
That's funny.
And then the other three, like their heads are physically there on the ground, just like rolling around.
Yeah.
I think this one has more comedic elements.
It had the more humor
than the
too.
other ones.
I think
Am
this is the one that
correct
kind of
for
like
saying that?
started like the humor that
Yeah. But I don't think you got a whole lot more humor. Maybe I guess you did later.
I don't think
on.
you get the humor until Freddy vs. Jason.
Really?
Well, 8's a little bit.
There's a lot of humor in 8. I
There's
think
a
in
little
Jason
humor
X
in it.
too, there's a lot of humor.
I don't see that in Jason X.
No?
No.
No, there is humor in Jason
Yeah,
X.
there is,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not like.
That's
not
why I
like
keep
this,
forgetting
though.
that Jason X was before Freddy vs. Jason.
Mm-hmm.
But
Even
not
though it's
like, I don't
after.
think it's like this.
Yeah, like
though. Not
this,
that
it's
type
like
of
a
humor.
like this is kind of like a
Slapstick.
like almost Three Stooges type comedy.
It's perfect though. I love
And
it.
CJ was amazing
Yes.
as Jason.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
We're going to do our Jason rankings too.
Which one was it where Jason walked into this one room and there's these two girls and they like take their tops off and they're like, oh, let's have like unprotected sex, and then someone else comes into the room and he has one of the girls like in the sleeping bag beating the shit.
Oh, that's Jason
X.
X.
Yeah.
Jason X.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
It's a hologram.
Yeah, it's a
It's supposed to be a hologram that
Yeah.
he's, yeah.
That does not make it not less funny. That's
No, it's great. No, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And they couldn't find any girls to do those. Those two girls were just like done like little tiny things
Yeah.
as actresses, and that was like the biggest thing they could do. And so they were all about getting naked and topless and saying what they had to say, because apparently they were having a hard time finding girls to even do that scene.
Really?
Yeah.
good for them.
Right?
I think it was kind of a nod to the Kill in Part 7 too.
The what now?
You know the Kill in Part 7.
The
Yes,
sleeping bag
yes.
kill in part 7.
Yep. Yep.
So, favorite kill from part 6?
The RV.
The RV?
Yeah.
Like,
So both
like
of them pretty
both
much.
of them together?
Yeah, both of them together,
Yeah.
yeah. I consider that one,
One kill?
yeah, you know, it's kind of all just in that one moment. So, yeah, I'll have to go with both of them.
I would
That
have
was
to
fun.
say, I like the whole arm getting ripped off thing. I like all them.
No,
I do like that
playing
too, yeah.
paintball,
Paintball.
and them. Yeah, I like all those little scenes within that whole part of the movie. I think that's fun.
I think I gotta go with the sheriff.
Okay.
Because
Damn, you know?
because he gets
Wow.
bent backwards
Yeah, he
and
does.
his legs are still
Yeah.
twitching and his arms are
Mm-hmm.
moving.
Damn,
and-
you know what? That's actually...
I mean, the RV one is
Yeah.
a great shot.
It's hard, y'all.
yeah,
Like,
I think it'd be
there's a
between
lot
those
of-
two.
There's
the
a
sheriff
lot
and
of
RV.
fun kills in this
Yeah,
one,
definitely.
and they're all different too.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Even
had
throughout the whole series.
I was at you had Tommy's friend. You know, he just literally gets punched through, and his heart is just there.
Mm-hmm.
It's another good kill.
I was at you had the RV with Court and
What was her name?
I don't even know her name.
I think I have it written down.
Darcy DeMoss's girl,
It was Nikki.
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 I was at all the cops that got killed.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, it's just a lot of fun deaths.
Yeah.
And then
It is.
even Jason's death, like really at the end, to where they take the motor from the
Yeah.
boat and just kind of like twist it right into him.
Yeah,
and
that
you
was
just hear
good,
like the
too.
neck snap.
Yeah.
love
And
that.
then like you see all little bits of skin and goo and everything
Yeah.
coming down into
Yeah.
the water. So that looks really cool.
Yeah.
I like that too.
But
All
Jason
right.
lives. Perfection.
Part
We're
4
on
is
up
perfection.
Part
but yeah.
7.
Part 7, Carrie versus Jason. Yeah, I said it.
I love
You
Part
did.
7
You
as well.
went- you said it. Yeah, they went this whole telekinetic route, which always threw it off for me a little bit when I was a kid. I mean, I appreciate it a lot more now, but it's still kind of this whole story is just a little off from the rest of it. That this is where Part 7 is the start for me when all the stories get a little off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I'm good, then it starts getting a little.
I think it works. You know what I mean?
eh.
Well, see, and this is kind
No,
of
well, it works, but
and this is kind of where I brought up. So, like, you had 4 to where you had the houses instead of the cabins. Then you go to 6 where cabins are back on the lake. To 7 to where now it's back to the houses.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, make up your minds.
Yeah.
But the whole telekinetic thing.
The,
though.
the telekinetic thing was stupid. I will
I
say.
like it. I mean,
Another
It-
one to where it is very low.
it wasn't needed, but I mean, I like it.
I like it now. It doesn't bother me now, and I like Lars. I didn't really
I was
care.
I would say she was good, and then I liked the group of kids and how they were all demised.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't like about the movie was Terry Kaiser.
Yeah, it
as the
drove
doctor.
me nuts
Like
having
he just,
him in this.
like him being the second villain type. It didn't work.
No.
Like he is forever to me Bernie Lomax.
Yep.
Like, and
Yep.
if you don't know Bernie Lomax, do your
Weekend at
homework.
Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Go
Do
watch
your
it. It's great.
But it's just I don't know. He didn't fit in.
I feel the same way. I've always felt that way about him. This is the one where also too is when I start to not really like a lot of the characters or a lot of.
I don't really
sorry
like.
Before I say this, but a lot of the actors that they chose, I just didn't really start caring about the characters that much.
themselves.
I don't really care for
Yeah.
most characters in this one either, to be honest. I like the movie itself, but I don't really care for the characters.
I like, Lars Partling, and I like.
I was at that, and then it's the first one we get Kane Hodder as Jason.
Yeah.
Well,
and his
Which I think he did amazing as Jason.
I was saying, and the makeup design that John Carl Buechler did on him, and also directed and wrote the movie. The design on him as continuing the zombie Jason was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like,
it's beyond phenomenal.
because
It's
like
great.
you get the opening
I
where
know.
Tina's the little girl and he's still like full formed, so it kind of makes you think like Tina was there after the events of part 6 because like he still looks the same.
Yeah.
And then it flash forwards to her as an adult, and he has his clothing is all torn up and withered away. His skin is like pulled off from the
You
fish
see bone,
eating him.
you
Got
see his
bone,
spine.
You see his
Ribs and
spine,
everything,
you
yeah.
see his kneecap, you see his jaw.
Yeah.
Like the details, I think, is what
It's
saves the
insane.
movie.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's the best
Yeah.
thing about this one is Kane Hodder and this Jason. It's my favorite Jason,
Yeah.
Kane Hodder Jason.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. Of
And
his.
then-
It's perfect, yeah.
And then really, other than the sleeping bag kill, which was easily the best kill of the movie, like all the other kills were kind of like, eh.
Most definitely. That's
And
my
that's
favorite
Kane
kill in
Hodder's
the movie.
favorite kill
Yeah,
too.
like
Yeah.
like the kill, the weed whacker, that was cool, but like again, everything was censored. So it's like, why are we having these R-rated horror movies to get censored? And John Carl Buechler, when he's going through the deleted scenes, he introduces them, and at the beginning of it, he's like, I don't see what's wrong with these scenes because you watch movies nowadays and they're 100 times worse, which is true. Like,
Yeah.
seeing what they had done then, it'd be no different than what like you could see on TV now.
Right. Oh yeah.
And it's like it kind of gets a bad rap.
And this one too, he has a lot of different types of weapons.
Yeah,
he uses too. It's not just a machete.
He has
No.
the tent
I
spikes.
don't even think he has a machete.
Yeah, he does.
Does
Yeah,
he?
yeah, he has a machete.
Is the weed whacker.
He has a kitchen knife.
Yep.
He has the axe.
I guess he does have a machete. I didn't
He
even
has
think about
the birthday horn.
it. Yeah.
Which that kill was funny just because it goes off.
Yeah. The special effects in this and
he
the makeup
uses-
is insane.
Throws a girl out the window onto a car and the car explodes.
Yeah.
Which her death is different on the movie too. She has an alternate death in the movie.
Does she?
Yeah,
Yeah, I really like part 7 though. I enjoy it a lot.
yeah. It's
It's fun for me.
yeah. So it's like she doesn't get thrown out the window for the alternate death for her.
Oh no.
No, she gets kind of like lodged into like a corner in that room, and then Jason just kind of like slashes her stomach open.
Okay. I kind of like the window.
Yeah, though I think the window
That's a
was
little-
more well done. I mean, granted, it's another one you would see again
Yeah.
because they did in one of the earlier movies, I think too.
I think it's
Part 4.
yeah.
What,
It's
out
where
the window?
Yeah,
she
where
jumps
he
out
grabs
of the
him
window
out the
herself.
window.
Part 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But this one you can't deny the special effects. You've got the whole fire scene that was amazing, and Kane is amazing. To
Yeah,
me, it's just
definitely.
it's the story and some of the characters
Yeah.
that just kind of fall off from me. Like the blonde girl with the short hair, I can't stand.
I can't stand her neither.
I want to smack
It's
her.
really just the characters for me. I
She-
like the
she's
story.
naughty.
she was the snotty rich girl.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I just ugh.
I do like the story. It's really the character. Some of the characters for me that kind of don't make it higher on my list. just
Yeah.
'cause it's kind of.
Yeah, I just wasn't
Yeah.
feeling some of it.
Yeah.
The characters.
A lot of people I didn't really care.
This
for.
one is just it's really more. It's showcasing Jason. Jason is amazing.
Yeah, it's really just
I really
Jason.
love
You
the look
enjoy
of Jason
Jason
in this one,
Oh,
though.
yeah, I really enjoy him a lot. Yeah.
And all the special effects they did with
Yeah.
everything was, like I said, was just freaking amazing with this
Definitely.
movie. So, and even what they did with the telekinetic stuff was amazing. I mean, it really
Yeah.
was good stuff. It's just, I mean, do you want that in your Jason movie or not.
Yeah.
But again, they're trying to do something different and do something else instead of doing the same old thing. So they stuck that in there, because it was just a popular thing at the time.
Mhm.
So there you go. So there's part 7.
Yep,
Part
there's
7.
Part 7.
And then part 8 happens.
Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yep. He sure does.
Supernatural Jason.
Yeah, supernatural Jason.
Where that guy can move through time.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's amazing how fast he climbs a telephone pole.
Yeah.
He swims far, too, obviously.
He's-
Yeah,
far.
very far.
Another
one of my top favorites, though. I love Jason Takes Manhattan.
So, but
Yeah.
I would say it's one of my favorite, which is weird because so much about it is kind
It's
of
so-
contradicting what I said about part 5.
It's so corny. It really is. And it's very cheesy.
Yeah.
But so here we are again, back at Crystal Lake, where it's abandoned. So it kind of makes me think that it's back to like part 4 or part 2, because like the sign's all decrepit. It actually says Camp Crystal Lake. But then there's just a live power line.
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't that have been like turned off?
Yeah.
Like if the place is abandoned.
Exactly, yeah.
And again, it's like how big is the lake?
Yeah.
Like, so you're telling
Honestly.
me this throughout this entire series, they couldn't have just gone, oh, we'll go across the lake.
Yeah.
Right.
There's houses with lights on. Let's
Like
go to
that.
them.
They'll just stay in that one area and
I don't know, when this came out, I kind of started getting thrown a little off with these movies once this one came out. Because like I said, I like it, though. So don't get me wrong. I'm just saying at that time, though, when it came out and I was a kid, at that time, I was just like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. But now I love it.
Yeah. So, and then I didn't understand, like the only thing about the movie I didn't understand is how did the cruise ship get into the lake and then out of the lake?
What?
Because the cruise ship goes from Camp Crystal Lake to New York, which means that the lake would somehow connect to
the ocean.
The Atlantic Ocean.
Right.
So, but if the lake is supposed to be like a man-made lake, how does it connect?
I don't know.
And if it's connected to the ocean, how come we didn't get any sharks?
Jaws.
I don't know.
I mean, Jason versus a shark.
Oh my God.
Would have been amazing. Jason versus a shark would have been amazing. Like, can you imagine the shark just swallowing him whole and then him just taking the machete and just cutting it through?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we got to make our own movie.
You just gave somebody an idea.
Bright.
That's so funny.
So, but I mean, like most of the movie takes place on the ship, which is, tragic because it's called Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah, and
But they said because of budget-wise, the company wouldn't let them do New York.
in New York
Yeah.
called for that
Then
much.
New York, I guess, didn't like them being there.
Right.
really?
Yeah, they had to hurry up and shoot that
Yeah,
shot.
like
with him.
everything was guerrilla, pretty much,
Damn.
because it was causing too much traffic issues and.
Because it's Jason all of a sudden.
in
So
New
that
York.
shot when he kicks the boom box, that was shot very quickly.
Yeah.
But it's fantastic. It's a great
is,
shot.
yeah.
You cannot deny that. To see Jason.
I like
that.
a lot of the scenes once they actually get there,
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. The little boxing scene.
I love the subway
Oh, yeah.
scene, the diner scene, which was great because Ken Kersinger is the one that gets thrown into the glass, who ends up being Jason, Freddy versus Jason.
I've never... Wow.
Yeah.
Never noticed that. That's cool, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, some of the deaths are kind of, but again, everything's cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for a lot of the characters or actors in
I was-
this one either,
yeah,
though.
I mean-
I just
Some of them were all right.
didn't feel it.
Like,
The main actress,
you
she's
didn't
my
like her?
least favorite out of
Really? Yeah, I don't
the
really care
whole
for her either.
series. She's
to be
my
honest.
least favorite.
She just kind of,
Sorry.
she just kind of seemed to be like there.
Yeah.
Like they
she just,
like they
I don't
needed a
know.
final girl, but they didn't know what to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, that's a very
She
good
didn't
way to
really
put
fit
it.
that. Yeah, she didn't really fit.
She just seemed very bland to me.
Yeah.
So I never really cared for her. Sorry.
She didn't really fit that final girl material.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the characters just kind of fell flat for me in this
Yeah.
one. It was again to me, it's just another one that was just fun to see Jason.
Yeah, because Jason does a lot
again,
of damage in
Jason
it.
is really fun in this. Again,
Mm-hmm.
So, But I don't know. I think for me it's nostalgia because again, this was one that I watched always growing up as a kid because it was always the one playing.
I think that's it for me too. Is nostalgia. I just watched it so many
so
times.
I guess that's the only reason why it's so high up on mine. Because I do love watching the movie. Granted, it's the longest movie.
I think that's it for me too.
It is the longest movie.
But I don't know. I think it was just fun seeing, but
because it's not really the best compared to
everywhere.
Yeah.
And then they get to New York, and it was fun seeing him climb up onto the dock, and there's the, illegal New York Rangers logo. And then he just kind of looks at it and is like, oh, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. They love me. I'm a god.
Right?
And then he just goes throughout Manhattan, causing mayhem.
Yeah.
Like,
gotta love
hell,
that.
just showing Manhattan was scary and gross without even having Jason.
Yeah.
1989 Manhattan.
All the
terrible.
garbage
Yeah.
and all
Which
the alleyways
Times
they were
Square.
showing in there.
I wouldn't even want to be there
addicts.
even if Jason wasn't there.
And then how about the drug addict shooting her up though? I mean that really that's scary.
Yeah.
That's nasty. I don't like that part.
And then it seemed like they were going to rape her.
Yeah, well that's what they were going to do.
And then
it definitely
the
was
douchebag uncle.
Yeah,
that's
douchebag
scary
uncle.
right there. Yeah,
So favorite kill.
Oh, the boxing.
Yeah, Julius.
Mm-hmm.
Julius getting his head knocked off. Like,
how can that not be? How can that not be your favorite?
If you have a different kill than that, I want to know.
Yeah.
Like,
how can that not be your favorite kill?
I think that's everybody's favorite.
Yeah, I think
has
it is
to be.
too.
I mean, other than maybe the uncle being dumped into the toxic waste.
Yeah.
Because
that
he
was a
goes
good one,
running up
too.
to the building and just again the teleporting, which they added into the game to where Jason's like in the street, and then the uncle gets to the top of it, but then all of a sudden he gets thrown out the window.
Yep.
So
Might I add though, so the guy punching him in the face, punching Jason, I mean, after the first punch, your hand will be broken hitting that hockey mask. And he just punches him and punches
especially
him
being
over and over. I'm like, dude, the hand would be broken by now.
So I guess
I don't know why he kept going either. Huh?
I don't know. Well, I was
So unrealistic.
It was weird, like because his whole backstory with him going was that he had a fight at Madison Square Garden. So like, it would have been like him being killed there in front of everyone inside the garden.
Oh shit.
What?
The boxer,
Yeah.
like because he's a professional boxer, like amateur boxer. So he had a fight at Madison Square Garden. That was the reason for him going.
Oh.
And his death was going to be at the garden. And
obviously
you can't film at the garden.
Right.
Yeah.
That's more.
They wanted them out of there anyway.
Yeah.
And
Doubt you
having to
would've been
fill
able-
all that room up.
Exactly. Yeah.
It wasn't going to happen.
But I like what we got anyway.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Teleporting Jason.
Teleporting Jason.
And again, the guy told him, you're all, you get off the ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get off the ship.
Again.
Again, listen to the crazy
The
people.
nod to Crazy Ralph.
Good lord. All right, so
let's-
now we're on.
Now we're on
Jason
the
go-
worst film.
Jason goes to
I don't really
hell.
know what I have to say about this one.
All right.
Besides the fact that
That's dog crap.
it's god awful.
This
It is
is
just
my worst
awful.
one too. Like the whole body swapping thing, I don't
It's
like.
just I understand they
It
try to
doesn't
do something
work.
different. It just doesn't
Right.
work.
And that's what
it does not work.
Right.
It was the fact Sean didn't want it being at the camp again.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
that
he-
was their thing.
yeah, he didn't
He
want
wanted to
that.
go back to the camp. Or the writers wanted to go back to the camp. And Sean's like, no, we're not doing that. So their first idea was, oh, well, let's go to L.A. So
It would have been cool.
So it would have been two gangs joining up together to fight Jason. Because Jason's killing everyone in their gangs.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting, I guess.
It would have, but
Jason
then
goes to the hood.
but then but then I'm like, but I mean, how would he get there? Like, you're not gonna know some psycho killer. Like is he gonna go from the Atlantic Ocean all the way around
Right.
to LA.
to LA?
No, he's gonna teleport.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's a far
He's
way
gonna
to
fucking
teleport.
Yeah, I mean, I always respect anyone having different ideas and trying to do something different, but this just did not work, and it's just not a good movie.
No. So
I remember all the hype about it when it came out.
I
came out
remember
in
seeing
1993.
everything for it.
Um,
Like it was a big deal because it was just acquired by New Line.
right.
So it was, now, being brought to you from the company that Freddy built.
Right.
You get Jason.
What's crazy for me is the first time I ever seen this one. I'd seen everyone up until this point. I had never seen Jason Goes to Hell, and it was my 12th birthday, and I got some money for my 12th birthday, and I went to go buy some DVDs, and Jason Goes to Hell was one of them. So I bought it and I watched it, and I was like, no, this ain't it. So I was like, what the hell is this?
Well, it was also, I mean, we had Manhattan came out in 88, and this came out in 93, so we had a big gap. So everybody was excited.
It's anticipated,
yeah.
Everybody
because up until this point, you had a Friday the 13th movie coming out every single year in the 80s.
Yeah, I remember all the hype. I remember it was, and then there was a little hype that there might be some Freddy. Like they started talking about that. About
technically.
So everybody was watching it to see what was going on with that, and then we get the ending that of course, we all love the ending. The ending's great. Just the whole rest of the movie.
Did you see the Necronomicon in the
I was like, you see a lot. So you get, they mentioned the Myers house.
Do they?
They do, because when they're driving to Voorhees, they said, oh, it's just past the Myers place.
Yes. Now, this is another... Wait, before you go on. This is another thing I've heard a lot of people speculate and talk about. Old dude in the black trench coat that's in this. A lot of people want to say that's the black trench coat in
Halloween 5 and 6.
I've heard a lot of people try to say something about that and connect the two.
So the Crane Duke character. So, well, that's the thing. Like, they kind of give his backstory to where him and his girlfriend were at the lake, and Jason had killed his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And that's why he's been after Jason, like, ever since. Which, essentially, I'm going to go there. He's the Quint character for Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah. So Quint from Jaws. Because he has the whole line and everything, you know. Like, for that, you get the machete, the mask, the whole damn thing. Mm-hmm. But it was... so Jason was actually... Like, the whole opening was planned. Jason was dead. They were bringing in then... the character Elias, which this is kind of where now folklore-wise it gets weird, because now the past few years the folklore was that Elias was Jason's father. Mm-hmm. They originally had to where Elias was Jason's brother, so it was Elias going around doing all the killings.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I would have preferred to see that than the whole body swapping thing.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah. Which the makeup on it is great. But
you can't deny all that.
But the body swapping, you know.
Again, I didn't like the characters in this one either.
No,
I didn't like anybody in this one.
I don't
it
think
was
anything
dull.
was really likable.
Everybody was dull.
But I would say probably the only good things about this movie are all the Easter eggs. So you get the Myers house, you get the Necronomicon and
Freddy,
dagger, you get the Freddy glove. Yep. The fluffy crate is in the basement of the Myers or the Voorhees house.
Oh, okay.
And then there is a so Jason's heart,
right?
They reused in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh,
that's interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, this movie, like, it's really bad.
Yes, it is.
The dialogue is bad. The characters I don't care about.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't really find anything I enjoy about this movie.
I think the biggest chuckle I got was that Kane Hodder was one of the police officers at the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's the only thing I enjoy about this movie is the very beginning.
Yeah.
But yet,
well, you like the whole end though when Freddy gets his mask at the very end, right?
yeah, and there too. Yeah.
Which is Kane Hodder again.
Yeah, which is Kane Hodder again.
Yeah.
So, really, the only fun fact about this movie is that Tony Todd auditioned for Crane Duke, and they turned him down.
Oh, really?
I think that would have been fun to see. Candyman.
Yeah.
Well,
be him. Yeah.
Yeah, because Candyman had just come out, so
that would have been cool.
But then, so I had to do the math on this, and it's still mind-boggling. So it was the highest-grossing horror movie that year. It only did $15.9 million. Today's, it would have been 33.5.
Yeah.
Which isn't very good for a horror movie.
No.
But because their budgets are so low, you know, it made a profit.
Yeah.
So that's where, you know, at that time they started, okay, we're going to get Freddy vs. Jason going. And then that was in development hell forever. And they're like, oh, just do Jason X first.
Right.
So.
Well, let's move on to Jason.
Yeah, Jason X.
So here we are.
Jason in
X
space.
Now. Jason in space.
Which Brian has this really cool vacuum form mask, which is awesome. Ooh. You don't see that very much, do you?
I don't even know who makes it. But I got in like a mystery box, and I'm like, oh, this is cool.
Uber Jason.
I know someone does make actual castings of the Uber Jason mask. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they're pretty reasonably priced.
Yeah, they're not that expensive.
Like $60, $70. Yeah. So I might have to
Ruby's
get one
used
of
to
those.
make
Yeah,
one.
I'll pick one up eventually.
Did you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Ruby's used to make one too because I used to carry it in the store. But their Part 7 mask was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I never could keep that one in stock because it was a removable mask. And then you have, his ugly face underneath there. That was a good one. But the Part 10 mask they came out with, though, it was kind of, it was all right. But it was the only one that we all had.
Yeah. Yeah, but Jason X.
Jason X, commercially a failure.
Yeah.
It's a sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi movie. But that's the thing. So it didn't get the love in theaters, but when it hit video, everyone went and saw it.
Yeah.
Like everyone grabbed it, bought it, rented it. Like it did triple its budget just from video sales and on demand.
I mean, if we're being honest, it's not really a great movie.
I mean, I think I love it because it's so stupid.
It's fun. That's the thing. It's not a good movie.
Like the CG is horrible. The dialogue is horrible. But
it's not a good movie. It's very fun,
but
though.
it's fun. Like
I love Kane Hodder as Jason.
I was at his final appearance as Jason.
Yeah,
and
right.
But some of the kills. You get the guy that falls on just a random screw and is just like spinning down the corkscrew.
The girl with the ice.
Yeah.
The liquid nitrogen. I was like, that's my favorite.
That's my favorite kill too.
And the whole inspiration for this too was Alien. You get it really feels Alien in this, but Jason, you know.
Jason. Yeah.
It's if you think about that, it's a little bit better storyline than Part 9, though. The whole body swapping.
Oh, most definitely.
At least with this, it's
by far a better movie than Jason Goes to Hell.
Maybe somebody.
It's not a good movie, but it's by far a better movie than Jason Goes to Hell.
It's a little more believable than body swapping.
Yeah. I prefer it
it's
way.
It's in, is it 2455 is the year? 2455.
Yeah.
So, haven't gotten there yet.
Jason Goes to Hell makes Jason X look like a masterpiece. Okay,
it does.
That's how bad Jason Goes to Hell is, but Jason X is fun.
To me, it's like Resurrection.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Fun now.
It's not a good movie. It's
but it's fun.
It's so fun though.
And I'm just not.
I'm
not going to shit on it.
You get enjoyment watching it.
Yeah.
So when it came out, I wasn't old enough to go see it. So
I didn't go see it.
So me and a group of friends, we went to the theater and we had bought a ticket for the showtime, somewhere around that when it was going to start.
Yeah.
And we snuck into the theater to go see Jason X.
Nice.
I didn't really watch this one that much at all, very much. I still haven't watched this one very much. I've probably watched Jason X maybe a total of 10 times in my whole entire life.
Damn.
I did not go see this. I didn't go rent it. I was over these movies at that point because
I really
Jason Goes to Hell ruined it for me.
Yeah.
At that point in time.
Yeah.
That point in time. I was also in high school in the 90s and I was doing other stuff. So.
Yeah, I do have a lot of fun with Jason X though.
I do now.
That's undeniable. All right.
Well, wait. I did write something down about Jason X though. Did you get the line about hockey? Y'all didn't get the line about hockey.
I was watching with the commentary.
Okay. Well, since Las Vegas just won the Stanley Cup, I paid attention to this line for the first time. I was like, oh my God, how hilarious is that? But she says that hockey was outlawed in 2024. So is hockey going to be outlawed next year or what?
Wow.
Well, with how much they fight, we'll see.
Wow.
At this point, I think Vegas can put betting odds on if there's going to be a fight in the game or not.
There you
yeah.
go.
Which
I just
they
thought that
probably
was
do.
funny, with hockey being popular now, and I picked it
Yeah,
up.
and
Like,
then
oh my God, that's next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
And Simpsons is always right with their stuff.
So maybe Jason X is right.
Yep, we won't have hockey next year.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
You heard
but
it,
I just
people.
thought that was funny. Hockey was outlawed in 2024. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So that was the one thing I did write down. I just thought it was funny. Since we just won the Stanley Cup.
The Stanley Cup. We'd be the last ones to win.
The last one.
The last ones.
Because she was naming off all kinds of things that were happening in each year's. All kinds of crazy stuff. I just picked up on that one.
That is pretty interesting,
Because
though.
that is next year.
I like
so
that.
I just thought it was funny.
That's very interesting. All right. So.
All right.
We got to move it along.
Yeah, we got to
All
go
right.
fast here now.
So
yeah,
Freddy versus Jason.
Tired of listening to us by now.
Last time, Robert Englund played Freddy.
Yep.
I'm so sad about that. Not to take away from Jackie Earl Haley, but the Nightmare on Elm Street remake sucked. I said it.
Well,
That's
I
another
have a different opinion
podcast.
on that.
It's another podcast.
Yeah, I have a
Joseph?
different opinion on that.
But to think that so Ronnie Yu wasn't the original choice, which Ronnie Yu did I thought great with Bride of Chucky, but it did awful with Freddy vs. Jason.
I say I don't think that.
Which and I'm not saying Freddy vs. Jason was like a bad movie, but like he didn't know like about either character.
No, and that's the thing. He didn't know anything about either of the characters.
when he went into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Oh yeah. He didn't know
Yeah.
nothing.
So
Yeah.
I mean the fact that
like the fact that Jason's scared of water.
yeah.
Oh wait, you don't like that fact?
No, that he's.
Oh,
scared
I like that fact.
that he's scared of water. How does that make any sense?
It's actually
He's in
like,
water
like
all the time.
with the video game. Water is like his greatest strength.
yeah,
Really?
yeah. If you're playing the video game,
I liked that fact.
Yeah, like
in
with
this.
the video game, you could be Jason in the water, and you could like literally zoom around to where you can catch people on boats and flip the boat over.
Okay.
So I thought it was cool. And there's like a bunch of like the novels and everything. Jason will hide his bodies in the water,
Right.
which there was one sequel that was planned to where they go swimming to the very bottom of the lake, and there's just like a massive graveyard of all the dead bodies that he's collected through the years. Sadly, that movie didn't
Well,
get
I
made.
guess he had to think of something too.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I know.
Freddy
I
versus-
liked it. Didn't bother me none.
Oh no.
I
Yeah,
like
it
the
was
whole
just,
color
like-
aspect. How they used red for
Yeah,
Freddy,
that I
blue
Yeah.
for Jason,
Like-
and
Yeah.
green if they were together.
Like
Yeah.
the lighting.
That was cool.
The lighting on it was great. I do love the music. I own the soundtrack. Just
Oh,
the
yeah.
heavy metal score.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
It was amazing. Ken Kirsinger as Jason though is different because he's a slower Jason.
Yeah,
He
I didn't mind him too much.
like
though,
he's
to
got
be
the
honest.
he's got like the strength,
yeah.
but he's like very he almost went back to like the zombie Jason again.
Yeah.
Almost.
Mm-mm.
A little bit. I mean, he was super slow.
Or it's almost like he's like just really retarded or something. Like just
He did have a
so-
teddy bear.
So unaware.
well,
Of
this is true.
He had a
You know?
teddy bear.
I like. I mean, okay. So, well, let's talk about the whole Kane Hodder thing because, of course, every
He
time
got
you
screwed.
okay, but when you watch documentaries when Kane is talking about it, I can barely even watch Kane talk about it because you can tell it upsets him dearly. He's very passionate about it, and I know all of us as fans, that's what we wanted, and that's what
yeah.
we want, and that's what we expect. But you cannot deny. I understand where he had went with Ken because he wanted Ken to look so overpowered. He wanted Jason to look so overpowering with Freddy, and Freddy's small. He's a small stature. He's short. He's a small guy, Robert Englund. So I understand he wanted that different contrast because Kane is really not that big of a guy.
No, I was like, he's 6'2".
Yeah.
I'm about to show you the picture here in just a minute to show you. But he's really not that big. So I understand where Ron Yu went wanting the contrast. And I think it works. It looks good.
I was like, it works, and I'm not blaming. Well, kind of blaming around you. My thing is, don't come to Kane and physically give him a script for the movie.
Well, of course, yeah.
And then
no, that went down completely
and
wrong.
then coming back later, like, yeah, we went with someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because he's seen Ken and was like, oh, shit, he is huge. And I think I like that.
And I feel like
that's what happened.
I feel like around the
But yeah,
early
see, they
2000s,
did it wrong. They
yeah.
shouldn't have done that.
I feel like around that time too is where they wanted to start making these icons more
Yeah.
bigger men. you know what I mean?
Polarizing.
Yeah.
So,
I've got a question for you guys. So, do you guys like the idea of these two very iconic horror characters coming together within the same movie to
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely.
and people die?
Yes.
Do
Yeah.
you guys like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They
Like, there were
Hell yeah.
so many matchups that were planned that just
I
never
know.
happened.
So I was about to ask if there were more matchups like that. Would you guys be thrilled about that? Almost
Oh yeah.
like,
Yeah.
As long as they do it
So-
right.
So,
as long as they do it right.
yeah,
Thank
Do
so
it
you.
right.
so-
Learn everything about your
So,
characters,
like,
you
in
know.
a perfect world, if we were able to take all the icons and all the horror icons and make them into like this anti-Avengers thing where they just go on this like mass killing spree.
It would make billions.
That'd be fun.
Would that be something that you'd be interested in?
Yes. Can you imagine little Chucky running around with Leprechaun and then Jason and Michael and Freddy? I mean, oh my God, that'd be cool.
So
I think that would be epic.
Yeah. We all think that'd be epic, I would think.
The only one that came close to it was Halloween, to where it was Pinhead and Myers going against each other, to where Clive Barker was writing it, and then John Carpenter was going to direct it.
That to me was really
Pinhead and Michael.
Yeah, because they were both owned by Miramax, so they legally didn't have to go through. So like with this one,
that's two totally different things going on.
Well, essentially like the group. It was about
Jason and Michael.
It was a group of kids that have found the puzzle box in like an antique store.
Okay.
And they break into the Myers house and they open it, and then all the Cenobites, and Myers, try to fight over each other to who gets, to kill the kids and whatnot.
No.
Yeah, now actually hearing how it would have
Pinhead
played
is
out.
not a slasher, so I don't.
Well,
go
I
with
was
that.
like, no script was ever actually made.
Yeah.
I think Michael and Jason would be fun. I think
Michael
that's
Jason
what everybody
would be
thinks.
fun.
I think that's what everybody wants to see.
After all
anyway.
these damn arguments on who would win, I think that's.
There's
We could theory craft all day.
Well,
Yeah,
I was like,
really.
there is a fake trailer out there, and it looked so much fun. To where it is Wishmaster versus Leprechaun.
Ooh.
You can find it on YouTube, and it looks so good.
That would be cool.
That would be cool, yeah.
I'm down with that. Yep.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
so we're on Freddy versus
Yes.
Jason. Yeah.
Freddy versus
Now,
Jason.
I think the story is perfect.
Yeah.
I think he tells the backstory of Freddy perfectly, and he tells the backstory of Jason perfectly.
I just wish he would have learned his characters better.
Yeah.
Other than that, I love the
But why
movie.
do you say that? Because I feel like, is it just because of the water thing? Because I feel like,
I mean,
he
really,
did
I guess
know the
Freddy
characters.
wasn't that bad, but Jason just was different than the rest.
It seemed like they didn't know how to what to do with them. Like at one
I
point,
mean, I
it's
feel-
like an all Freddy movie. Another point, it's like an all Jason movie. It's like they didn't know how to blend them together cohesively.
oh.
Like,
Yeah, I don't agree.
that's
I'm
just
sorry.
that's just to me. Like when you watch it, you can tell. Oh, okay, this is a very heavy Freddy section. Oh, this is a very heavy Jason section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to go back and forth.
Yeah, but then when you got Freddy, sends Jason, to Elm Street, to
Which is cool.
scare the kids just so Freddy can get his powers back. That's kind of like where it's
Oh, no, I like that.
Well, I guess it does make sense to me though. You know what I mean?
Well, it makes sense, but it's not like the best way to go about it.
Yeah. Well, overall, Freddy vs. Jason.
I think it
would
would have been better if Freddy was somehow involved with Jason.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like had Freddy worked at the camp or something.
Mm-hmm. Or just something
some
involvement.
So there was a theory
Like-
that Freddy was originally going to be Jason's father, like when they had first started doing drafts.
I think that would have
No.
sucked.
So
But
where Freddy had relations with Pamela Voorhees and never knew about Jason's existence.
see, that would have been interesting though. Is that if he had
Like this was when Freddy was alive and
Right.
human. Like he would one of the
So are
drafts
you
was
just
that
trying to
he
connect
was-
the two? Is that what you're trying to do here?
that's physically what one of the drafts for the movie was.
I mean, it should
was
be that
Freddy
way.
was going to be Jason's father.
because as far as the movie goes, why did he choose Jason? Like, how the hell does he even know about? You know what I mean? Like, it's like why did he choose him?
Yeah, like there's in theory.
Okay, well, we didn't get that backstory on
Yeah.
why he chose Jason.
Like I said, though, overall, it's a good movie
the
and it's
rest
very
of
fun. And I mean, you got two of the biggest horror icons going at it.
Going at
I mean,
And
how,
it made
how can you not enjoy it?
It made a butt ton of money,
Hell
and
yeah.
they never did anything about it. Oh, they gave us the 2 remakes. That's what they did.
Right.
Because
Which I think both are
which
pretty solid.
They
remakes.
wanted to involve Ashton at that point because the Necronomicon being
And
in
Jason Goes to Hell.
Right.
But because Universal owned Ash,
Mhm.
New Line couldn't do anything about
Yep.
it.
Sadly.
Sadly.
What did I write down? There's a lot of good one-liners in Freddy versus Jason, though.
Oh, yeah.
I love the whole Kelly Rowland and him bantering back and forth. you're a little short between the legs there. You're not even scary. I mean, I just love that whole thing. It's so funny. And then all of a sudden he's like, turns around, whack, boom. I love that whole thing. That's the best thing ever.
I think there's the scene where they're fighting and the machete gets stuck in the ground and Freddy just does like the jerk motion. He's like, ha.
I don't know. I love both of them in this, but
I love Freddy in it too. I think he's so like.
It's fucking awesome.
That was it. The only thing after watching it again that really bothered me was all the CGI blood. Like, this is a perfect example. Do not fix it in post. If you could physically do it on set, do it on set.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the whole the door scene with the security guard.
Yeah.
It's CGI blood. Like, you tell me you can have just sprayed fake blood everywhere.
True. There's some CGI that worked in this movie, though.
Some that worked, some that didn't.
This is when CGI was really starting to get huge.
That Freddy being thrown across like a rag doll.
Yeah.
Awesome. Which was very Mysterio. Which I love that fact.
I like the opening sequence they used for CGI to show the
different
Freddy versus Jason logo and all that. The very beginning of the Freddy versus Jason logo and all that.
With the blood splatter.
Yeah,
and
I like that. That's probably my favorite. That one in part 6, the opening for him when you see him and he slashes.
Yeah, and he slashes. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one too.
So favorite kill?
The bed.
Trey.
The jerk boyfriend gets
It'd be a hard tie between Trey and what's the one friend from the hospital with him, and Freddy gets him and starts throwing him around the room, and and he sees what's his name in the movie? I forget. God,
which friend?
They just the one who was in the
that was in the asylum.
Yeah.
Oh,
with them.
Short dude.
The one that
the little blonde.
Yeah,
the one that gets set on fire. His brother committed suicide.
Yeah. That's my whole favorite scene. That whole thing in the bathroom.
Yeah, it'd be a hard tie for my favorite kill for him and Trey, but I forget forget the friend's name.
Mark.
Mark. There you go. Mark. Yeah, it was Mark.
That's my whole favorite thing, when he's in the bathroom, he sees his brother in the bathtub, and his brother's all like this, and blood's coming out because he's done.
He's all screaming for help. That's a good scene. Yeah,
and he's standing there, and the snakes, which is reminiscent of part. Part one. Part one, because Tina, the snakes and all that, and then the tendons on his ankle, which is reminiscent of part 3. The tendons. I love that whole bathroom scene. That's probably my favorite part.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that scene. So yeah, that'd be it for me.
A lot of funny stuff. The when they're partying and they go in the cornfield, the corn maze.
Oh yeah,
that's
a good one.
The close up on the guy's face, you know he has his mouth full of the blood.
Yeah.
They should have done it to the back view rather than the front, because the front view, you're like, oh, he's about to spit something out.
I love his friend though, getting his whole fucking head.
Oh yeah.
He's like,
this is an invite only. You weren't invited.
I love Catherine Isabel. I've yet to meet her. I want to meet her so bad. I love her. This is the next one where I finally started liking the characters again.
Yeah.
And the actors.
I mean, really, I kind of like all the characters.
Yeah, I do too.
I like all the characters.
I like Jason Ritter.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Which it was weird hearing that it was
John Ritter.
Well, no, I knew it was John Ritter's kid, but Brad Renfro was supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
The boyfriend, and I think that was at the time. I think he died.
Yeah, I really think it has a great cast. I like all the characters. They're all likable.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
I
love Freddy vs. Jason.
I do too. It's super fun.
Definitely.
Super fun.
All right. So now we move on to the remake.
On to the remake.
All right.
From the writers of Freddy vs. Jason and the director, Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
Yep. You can tell too.
Yeah, you can
definitely tell with
some of
a lot of the stuff that's going on.
Trent's dialogue is so horrible.
Horrible.
God.
It was so.
I can't stand him. I mean, he's probably like my only unlikable character.
Yeah,
I really don't like just him.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm the same way. Yeah, I don't like him. Douche.
I like the beginning scenes. It's all right.
It took a long time just to get to that title card.
Yeah.
It's almost, I think they said it's almost 25 minutes.
Yeah, I kind of felt like it dragged.
Title card. And at that point, I'm like, why couldn't you have just done it after like all the flashbacks during the credits?
Yeah.
I like that we get Pamela in the very beginning.
I was like, you get Pamela in the very beginning. You see Jason as the boy.
Yeah.
Seeing his mom, which I think that's probably the most heartbreaking thing. He just picks up her head.
We also get Sackhead Jason again.
He gets, I was
Plus
like,
him with his hockey mask.
So, an Easter egg of everything in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
movie.
So Victor has said, and it's true, if you watch it, it plays out more of a sequel than it does a remake.
Kind of, yeah.
To where, so it's the original purpose was that this was supposed to
kinda
be
thought
like
that
the
too.
new Part 5. Like, they essentially wanted to call it Friday the 13th Part 5 and was going to ignore A New Beginning. Like, make it never existed.
Just
To
a
where
reboot.
Tommy was going to come back and kind of like bridge the gap between 4 and 6.
Okay.
Would
have been cool.
Yeah, I thought it would have been fun.
Yeah, I like Derek as Jason in this one.
I
I
do.
like
Derek-
the hockey mask in this
Derek
one.
is so terrifying as Jason.
Yeah.
Which, if you've met him, he is the biggest,
Sweetest-
most amazing
he's
man.
Such a soft.
I haven't had the
he
privilege
is
of meeting
so
him yet, but
funny.
Yeah, he is.
He is
I
so
really do
funny.
enjoy his Jason.
Yeah, like, and
He's the fast-moving Jason.
and I think that's what people said they hated the most about it is that, well, why do he have tunnels under the ground and all that, and why is he a hunter and everything? Like, because he is. Who cares?
Well, I mean, what
And it
else do you
fits-
think
it
he was
fits
doing the whole
perfectly,
time
too.
at Camp Crystal Lake? What is he
yeah,
doing?
What the hell do you think he does? Just
I like the whole
Live
new
these
idea
days.
of
yeah,
that.
I thought it made.
He's
great
also growing pot.
Well, he wasn't growing pot.
No, that's Jason's pot.
Well, he took the
Jason's
pot.
growing pot.
He didn't grow it.
No, I am going to say that in my brain that that is
You
Jason's
just,
pot.
you just want Jason to be a stoner.
Yes,
Jason likes to get high from time to time.
He has the underground stuff. Yeah, the booby traps. Yeah.
I thought that's what made him more terrifying.
I mean, really, if it kind of makes sense. If anyone else that goes there gets killed, who the hell is growing
yeah,
pot there?
like you have him, like he's setting the traps. He's
Jason's pot.
Jason's pot, yeah.
like he's taking them all out interesting ways. Like he threw that axe.
Oh yeah,
I mean
that's my favorite kill, by the way. Is that scene?
That's your favorite kill?
That is my favorite kill. Yeah,
Okay.
it's I love it.
I was like, mine is Trent.
Trent.
Really?
Yeah.
Because not only does he shove the machete through him and then lifts him up,
But he deserves.
he
to die
throws
anyway.
him on the back of the
And then
tow
he just-
truck,
yeah.
and he's just driving there, his limbs flopping, and you just see Jason standing there, like,
And you just wanted it to happen anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
he's literally the most unlikable character in that movie.
he is. So, and I found it weird that Michael Bay said that the character is like a continuation from his character in Transformers, because it's the same actor, same name, like everything.
Oh.
Oh,
And
yeah,
he's a douchebag in Transformers.
yeah, like just snobby little
so
rich boy. And
So it's the same character.
holy shit, that's
think of
crazy.
it that way.
Transformers
Yeah.
and Friday the 13th
Yeah.
are connected.
So
I love how he does the sack mask and then he does the
does
hockey
the
mask.
hockey mask.
And I was the
Does
hockey
all
mask in
that.
this one.
Yeah.
I was
It's got a different like shape to it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
nose part.
And the weathering on it, I really love it.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, it's a solid remake though. I don't really have too much negative to say about it.
No,
It was a solid remake.
I really
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like I
you
don't
get everything you want in a Friday
yeah.
13th movie
you,
in
you
this.
get you get the boobs abundantly,
a lot of it, yeah.
a lot of it.
I mean,
and
you
they're
basically
not fake.
and they're
you
not,
basically-
no,
No, hers are not fake. They move.
well,
she said they move.
so
But
the-
but usually when you get a girl with big boobs, they're usually fake boobs.
I mean, you
so
damn near
this
get a
girl
whole
that has fake
porno
boobs.
in
so this is the weird thing. So you have Willa Ford, who musician, doing the wave surfing topless. God bless her. The scene under the dock, CGI.
Really?
Yeah, it's in the making. Like
Oh,
the
hell.
behind the scenes footage, she's wearing like a blue tube top.
Yeah, I remember. I did see
And
something
I'm like,
that, yeah.
well, you just ruined my childhood. Thanks.
Yeah, but
but just your boobs are stupendous.
Yeah, yeah.
Stupendous.
Just so juicy,
It's
man.
awful. Yeah. God.
He's such a douche.
I was so happy to see him die. I was very sad that Danielle Panabaker died.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
Yeah.
I thought she was going to be
Gonna
the
live.
final girl.
Yeah,
that was
me
an
too.
unexpected
She
twist.
did
Yeah.
nothing, and then
I felt bad. You know what I mean? I was
But
like,
he had to
damn.
find the sister.
he had to find the sister.
Yeah.
Now, might I add, this is the first time Jason has taken a hostage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think it was because she reminded him of
Of
mother.
his, yeah, I think that's
I
what it
think
was.
That's what it was.
They were going with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Jared Padalecki in this. Mm-hmm. again, so we kind of brought it up with when we did My Bloody Valentine, because him and Jensen, they both had movies a month apart of each other, both remakes. Both on Supernatural during hiatus. So it's just funny that, here you are, Jensen does a Valentine's movie, but because Friday the 13th was Valentine's weekend, Jared got the push.
There you go. I think that's cool though.
Yeah.
I remember when they both came out. I like both of them.
Yeah,
so, but yeah,
I mean,
I would
both
say,
solid remakes.
Aaron Yu is hilarious as the stoner.
Isn't he though?
And
I love him.
and
Shoot the boot.
And
Shoot
it was
the boot.
And his dynamic with his friend, who was the music producer,
Mm-hmm.
that was great. It was like a stoner buddy moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
At that point, Ryan Henson, who was driving the speedboat. I always love seeing his stuff. Like, he's so funny. Like, he's a true comedian.
Yeah.
And like the whole, like, his dynamic with Trent, to where even he's like, yeah, I really want to punch you in the face, but I'm going to take your speedboat first.
Right.
No, yeah. I think it's a solid remake. It's really good.
It really, I think it's one.
I really don't got too much complaints about it, to be honest with you.
Like, and it's sad that it's classified as a remake, because like after watching it, to me, I would rather consider it a sequel, but it is one of the better remakes done.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah,
I had fun with it.
It's a good remake.
It definitely is.
It got me excited. Well, Freddy vs. Jason got me excited about this stuff again, but the remake got me excited again, though.
There's a lot of kills in it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, secondly, the only Friday the 13th movie I've seen in theaters too, so cool for me.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any in theaters.
No, yeah, I went and saw this one in theaters.
I don't think I have. Have I? No. Nope.
I don't know.
Can't remember.
Favorite kill from it?
Favorite kill?
The
axe scene.
The axe. Mine was the speedboat or Trent.
Yeah,
Trent.
And then
Trent.
Yeah.
The axe scene gets me because I feel so bad for him because like he does
he
such
was
a good
trying to
job
help
at
his
first
friend.
getting away. You know what I mean? And he was so damn close. and just the way he threw that axe, dude, and it hits him right in the back.
He was just trying to save his friend.
You were
Chewie.
almost there, bro. Like he almost had it. So I feel so bad for him.
That's funny.
All right.
All right. So that's
You want to do
all the
rankings?
movies.
Yeah, let's do rankings, because I was there was a lot of development sequel hells, but
This
we
is a
don't
long
have the time.
podcast.
Yeah.
So I'll
I'm going to show this really quick. I'm going to show, this is a picture from Texas Frightmare back in 2018 of me and Philip. We did the photo op with all of the Jasons, and you can tell how big Ken is compared to everybody else.
everyone.
Can you see that? Everybody see?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
and then this is my prized possession.
Yes.
Which it didn't really take me that long to get them all. But so this was every living Jason at the time. So Richard Brooker, I think, he was dead before. That's because this was the same year as that.
Yeah. Yeah, Richard's the only one.
So it's like literally everyone. CJ, Ken, Kane, Tom Morgan, Ted White, and Steve Dash, who have sadly passed away since then.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the picture from it. Yeah.
Yeah. Warrington Gillette. I have Harry Manfredini, who did the scores for all the movies.
Yeah, you got everybody on there.
Yeah, everyone. So eventually I'll get Savini on there. And
Can I tell you a funny thing about this picture? So Steve Dash, you see Steve is messing with me, right? He's literally going in my ear. And then as we walk off, he hits me in the booty with the machete. I was like, "Oh!" I just got hit in the butt by
Dash
Jason.
he was
He
a
was
character.
fun. He was so much fun.
His banter with Kane is great.
Yes.
And the banter with Kane and Derek is always hilarious. Like, if you see the two of them at a convention together, just try to start something up. It's hilarious.
Kane and Felissa too.
Kane and Felicity.
Man, they'll get going.
Really Kane with anyone. With Danielle, with Scout.
Yep. Yeah, they're great. That was a fun year at Frightmare. And that was the year I finally got to meet you in person.
Yep.
And now here you are.
After years of buying
You're
stuff.
now my manager. No, literally, I remember. This is funny. You'll love this. So I remember every time I'd put something on pre-order, first. Literally, I would. And Philip was like, "Did Brian get it?" Yep.
Well, it's funny because I think like the first things I got were some Jason figures.
I
from
probably
you.
was.
And I remember you had called me, and this was when you were in Alabama, and you're like, hey, just letting you know your figures are going to be a little bit late. I'm like, oh, okay.
I know. Summer likes to tell me that was her favorite thing about me too, is that I called her and was like, "Hey, your package is going to be late." Yeah, that's back in the day when we could do that. When I was
we can't do that nowadays.
I'm not that nice now. We got too much going on now. But
you're lucky if you get an email.
I would call people and tell
emails
them,
come
"Hello,
in.
your package is going to be late." I would tell people that.
Emails.
At least you're nice enough to do that. You know what I mean?
I did.
I was like, emails are the best ways because, well, nowadays people don't even put phone numbers down.
Right.
Like on their orders, like so I can't even call, so I just email.
But that's ended up how I got to meet with Summer too, because of that, me calling her about her pre-order.
And then
we've been friends ever since.
Yeah, I was like, we've literally talked every day since.
Yeah, ever since. God, I'm sick of you. No, I'm kidding. No, he's my best friend now. So rankings. Want to do rankings real quick?
Yeah. Who's going to go with the rankings?
Are we going through?
Oh, wait. Before anybody asks, because they're going to. The tea over here we have for sale.
Yes.
Is
an endurance tee.
But the figures are mine.
And these as well.
So, and we do have
and the
our
paintings.
and we do have the canvases, but those are in-store
only
only because I can't ship them safely.
And my personal favorite canvas.
I have that one at home.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, in-store only.
And you brought your Blu-ray set and the Toonie Terror.
Yes, Toonie Terrors.
Which we don't have either, just so everybody
We're
knows.
working on getting more.
Yeah, we're getting those we can get.
Beautiful Shop Factory box set.
Which we all own.
Yeah, we all own that.
I mean,
I just wanted to watch the DVDs.
A few years old now, so I mean, if you're a
it's
physical
still
media
around.
collector,
it's
still around.
And
more than half the time, Amazon or Scream Factory will put them on a deal for like $80 and everything. So,
I know the car is still around. You can probably still get the Volkswagen, but the little reaction figure you can't get anymore though.
Yeah, you'll have to get eBay for that.
So no, you cannot have it, and no, you cannot trade me with it or purchase it
you're
from me.
not getting it.
No.
Simple as that.
But if you find Michael, I need him though. He's the only one I need. So yeah, hit me up if you have Michael.
I don't have a Michael at all either. So.
I have the others. All right, rankings. I'm gonna go first. So, and this is from favorite to least favorite is what we're doing. So for me, part 4, 2, 1, 3, 5, Freddy vs. Jason, 6, 7, Remake, 8, 10, 9.
All right.
That's mine.
Solid list.
All right.
Brian?
All right. Mine is Final Chapter, Jason Lives, Jason Takes Manhattan, Jason X. I love that movie. I'm sorry.
No, I'm laughing because it's funny how I go and just go 4, 2, 1, and you write out the whole thing.
I'm doing the whole thing. Part 2, the original, 2009 remake, Freddy vs. Jason. Part 3, The New Blood, A New Beginning, and Jason Goes to Hell.
All right.
Okay.
So for me, I have part 6, part 3, part 4, part 8, part 5, part 2, part 7, Freddy vs. Jason, remake, Jason X, original, and Jason Goes to Hell.
Wow, original second.
I love the original. All right, I do.
But I don't think I've ever seen that in anybody's ranking.
I enjoy all the others more than I do the original,
okay.
unfortunately. You know?
That's cool. So, I like how we're all very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I think most people ended up saying their favorite was either 4, 6, and a lot of people said Freddy vs. Jason, actually. But I think 6 was actually the most popular.
Yeah. I love 6.
I think it overpowered 4, actually. A lot of people said 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I will say my favorite Jason is Kane.
It's my favorite Jason as well.
Mine is part 4, Ted White. He is my favorite. He will always be my favorite. But if I have to do Kane Hodder, part 7.
Yeah.
His Jason in part 7.
Definitely
is
part
my favorite, 7. From Kane. But yeah, for me, Ted White.
All
right. Oh, and then real quick, you can also watch make sure you get the documentaries too. These 2 documentaries, you got the Camp Crystal Lake Memories and His Name is Jason. These are great documentaries. If you have not seen these, go check those out as well. And I think that's really about it. Right?
Yep.
Yep.
We bored them enough.
Yeah, this was a long one. There's a lot of movies. But next week, we will have Nikki on. She's our other employee we would like to introduce you to, and she wants to do the Terrifier movies. So we will be doing Terrifier 1 and 2, and we're going to talk about All Hallows Eve as well, because we're kind of talking about Art the Clown as a whole. So we will touch on all of that and talk about art and everything next week.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.